Previously on Fears and Fortunes.
What did you do?
Okay, I really wanted to be a hero. I wanted to save people, so I touched the deck because my grandma saved people with the cards, and then I opened the cards, and when I did, as soon as I moved a single card, it exploded into a bunch of different things.
One more time.
I am, of course, Arthur Navison, Seer's trusted advisor.
What do you mean aspects of the cards? Can I, like, pull out, like, fire from the Charred Prince card and use it?
Yes, that's roughly the idea. You're already getting it.
Arthur! You gotta tell me these things, buddy. Okay, have you ever heard of cahoots? And, like, she goes on, like, a long rant about how they should be helping each other until eventually...
once, actually, with the Seer.
Great! Your grandfather did. Grandmother did? Never mind.
You're just going to walk over to this mother and put their hand on her shoulder and just in the middle of all this chaos say, "And I'm so sorry about your house."
What? What happened to the house? You pick up the dagger, and as you push it towards the card, you feel this flash of intense rage wash over you. And you get this feeling like this dagger could be used for something. And they reach up and grab the coin, and as they do, you see on their wrist is a little bracelet made of small animal bones.
Wait, where did you get that?
The Birdman. Suddenly, as you hold this bracelet, it feels like the whole city contracts to tighten around you.
And now, on Fears and Fortunes.
Worry in your mind, fear is how it starts. Unsure of what you'll find, it could tear you apart. You take a leap of chance, you break your mother's oath now. Macabre is the dance, and set free are the ghosts. Will a card save us here? Will it spell out our dooms? Only one thing is clear, we face fears and fortunes. Fears and fortunes, the cards don't ever lie. There's only 14 ghosts, but a million ways to die.
Hello! Oh my God, we're here. Okay, I think something might be coming through double. There we go. That should be fixed.
Nice.
You guys can hear me. And we're live. We are back now with more Fears and Fortunes here at the Forgotten Adventures channel. I'm so excited to be here. We have been gone for almost a month now. We're actually just about coming up on a month. We were hoping to stream last week, but we couldn't, unfortunately, due to the LA fires. Our hearts go out to everyone out there, and so many people affected by that. But we are finally back this week, and really excited to play. Thank you guys all for tuning in. We are now an affiliate channel, so you guys can subscribe, you can get bits, you can, there's emotes now, and channel points and all that stuff. So yeah, enjoy, and if you have any ideas for things we can improve or add to those, like, you know, channel rewards or things like that, let us know. We're happy to look into new ideas, and we're constantly upgrading the channel. Okay. Announcements. And do you guys have anything else that I should be talking about? I'm suddenly blanking. We've been gone for so long. No? Okay. Okay.
Have you seen these really, really cool maps that Forgotten Adventures has?
Forgotten Adventures does have amazing maps. And they are the reason we're here. That's one thing to let you guys know. If you do happen to donate, we've had some really generous donations earlier last year. And if you do just what you want to let you know what that goes to, it goes for us to us making more content. So the show, we pay our whole cast. and we pay the artists that work with us. We have original art by people like Karis Alexander and art by Crisby. And which, speaking of, we have new art from Karis today. I can't wait to show you. So yeah, with that, let's get into it. Our story starts. Let's see. Our story starts. Last we left off, you all were victorious at the Ironhold Penitentiary, and you were able to defeat a ghost that had escaped and trap it back in the deck. The second ghost now that you have defeated and trapped. It has been a week since then. And during that time, you guys have all had a little bit of downtime. I understand, let's see, Aaren went and did some training with the rest of the party. Una has been working on some things on his own and trying to befriend the librarian, Arthur Navison, with mixed results. Fable has been investigating throughout the city as to this mysterious bird man that she was recently informed about. Some amount of stress that has caused her in her past. We don't know the details on that yet. While Lucian has been busy at the palace getting debriefed and catching them up on everything that happened in the past 48 hours. And Sly, I'm not sure. Oh, you've been studying the books from Arthur Navison and have been learning more about the tarot cards. And you have actually learned quite a few things from that. The whole party has leveled up since last time we played. And with that week having passed of them kind of resting and getting back and ready to explore again, the party departs from the city of Barrowport. Currently, let's bring up the battle map. There we go. Currently, you guys were in Barrowport, and you are now heading into the Prenwood. And in the Prenwood, this is the area that was fought over a long time ago. Humans and elves fought over this in a war known as the Pren War. And you are currently all in wagons riding towards the elven city of Vanhafei'pren, deep in the Prenwood. You guys are in carriages as they rumble along, heading towards their destination. And there's a very important question we need to ask right off the bat, which is, in these wagons, we'll switch to that map right now. Here are the wagons.
Oh no, I don't like this. I don't want to see the wagons.
Trigger warning.
You guys have PTSD from episode.
I'm scared.
Episode 2. That's fair.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. So in
Lucian
the wagons,
is not going to be jumping. No jumping.
In the wagons are. It depends on where you guys want to be sitting. Now, right now,
I want to be in the wagon. I changed my mind.
I have made assumptions that Pepper and Sly are in the wagon with the prince. If Pepper, well, I guess rather if Sly wants to not be in that wagon, they can make a roll to try to get out of that wagon. I assume Lucian is riding alongside on his horse, while Aaren pulls the other carriage back here with Fable and Una. Fable, I assume you want to be in this carriage.
Yeah.
And if you would like to make a roll to make that happen, now is your time to do so before we actually jump into things.
What is the role to convince the?
I think it would be a charisma check to essentially have sidled your way, like sort of like, oh wow, I guess I'll have to ride in this one, something like that.
Can I do a specific like persuasion or something like that? Or okay.
Yeah. What you can tell me? Like, do you lie to someone? Do you put on the charm?
No. That's good. Like what you said. Like it's kind of a bit of both. But I am gonna be like, oh yeah, like I'm supposed to be here. Like I'm with Sly, which like, I mean, it's kind of deception. It's kind of not. I don't know.
I'll say persuasion's fine. You're not making a hard lie here. You're just embellishing.
Wait, I forgot. Why am I rolling dice on D&D Beyond? Okay, well, I got it right. I forgot. I gotta get my dice out.
You got a 9. You were making some commotion about. Yeah, I should probably. And their wagon started pulling away.
Wait.
What?
Lucky.
You use luck. Okay.
Stop that carriage.
Wait, do we also are we supposed to have our rolls on the screen? Because if they are, then I will still use D&D Beyond. But
Yes.
otherwise, I might. Okay.
Yeah. If you roll on
fine, I'll
D&D
do
Beyond, it
Beyond.
should show up on screen.
Okay.
I
okay,
did.
Okay.
It did.
Okay. Dang it.
Just roll
okay,
better.
fine.
You gotta sit
Roll
next to
better.
you could sit next to the prince for hours.
No, really. That's my seat right there. It's it's right over there. That 2024.
Wow!
I mean, all right. I mean,
Or
if
you
you
have,
want
no, really.
you have another Gareth situation starting.
Una,
Crazy.
that means you are riding alone with Aaren. If you want to think about is there anything
Life.
that you talk about with Aaren as you are riding along?
I would like to know the intricacies of the different types of oils that they use to coat weapons.
well,
The
that's
different-
right up my alley. All right. Well, you see, it all depends on what you're using, right? Now, you also have to consider your target. Are you going after armor? Or are you going after hide? Are you going after scales? Or are you going after rock? Now,
Ooh.
some people, certain, the rangers, if you will, they'll say, "Oh, hold on now. You need to have a silver sword, and then you need to have a steel sword." Some people get real particular about it. But
Gasp.
we're not going to talk about metals just yet. We're going to first start with oils. So, if you have a wooden handle, you need to work on the cedar oil, right? Castor seed oil is always good. Make sure it has a nice polishing on the grip. But also, if you're using leather, now a leather grip is a little bit different. I'm so glad you asked about that.
You'll
one, because
see
a leather
Una slap their weapon, that is this claw, like onto your shoulder, and you're going to see the
Okay.
claw kind of like open up, like you don't know how it happened, but it opens up and it kind of like is a little bit like wet and gooey, kind of, like the inside of like, and I will then just ask about like, so is there any type of oil that I should use to maybe sharpen something like this?
Have you tried butter?
Butter.
No.
Do you have any on
no.
you?
No, that's not going to work. That was a joke. It's all right.
No.
It's okay. If Fable was
Oh.
here, she probably would have thought that was funny. It's fine. It's fine.
I do find that funny now that you've explained it. Thank you.
All right.
I'll start telling that one. When we get there, I'll tell everyone about that butter joke.
I'm
All right,
dying
but you
inside.
make sure you credit me though.
Of course. And you see Una pull out you hear a pouch jingling, and they hand you one little gold.
Oh, thank you, girl. So,
I have to say,
Croissant?
I planned for what was going to be happening in the other carriage. I had zero plan for what's happening in this carriage. Please, both of you, give yourself inspiration for making the most of that scene. That was amazing.
Let's go, dude.
It's completely believable that you guys both Aaren just starts
It's just
explaining.
hours of like oils. It's just,
It's just fascinating.
and
Love
Una's
it.
just Get just like into it.
That's incredible. Okay.
It's like at one point, like Lucian like goes back and then hears the conversation and then just rides back forward. He's like, I don't want to hear about oils. No, he would not leave the princess side. He would not. He'd be there the whole time.
Well, there's an entire entourage of guards watching the prince. So
I don't.
Yeah,
I
I'm
still
here.
don't-
Don't worry, Lucian.
I stay by that cart, especially because Sly and the prince are there. So it's like that's priority number one.
So at this point, the prince right now, as you guys are riding along, he is actually sitting with a newspaper open in front of him, which I will go ahead and show you guys now.
Yes.
The party has been sent this newspaper so they can go ahead and take a look at it.
Can you send this to us on?
It's in Discord.
Yep.
It's in Discord, yeah.
It's in Discord under handouts.
Oh, thank you.
The party's going to take a moment to look at that. Big things in it. there's a news report about Oakrim catching fire, riots at the Iron Heights Penitentiary, and something about the Seer returning, but the kingdom has been keeping it pretty hush-hush. Word has not spread yet from the prince or the crown about the Seer returning. They seem to be making sure this is not a well-known fact yet.
Can I just point out the the meat hall ad at the bottom right that says "When your ear, your kin."
Your ear, your kin.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. I do. Your ear, your
Give
kin.
yourself inspiration.
No, don't say that. He'll take it.
I now
love
have
it.
inspiration.
Damn
It's
it.
so
Sky.
good. You brought it up. It's so good.
I was just complimenting him. That's different.
Okay.
I learned the hard way that you can give the
Oh,
DM
no.
inspiration.
Oh no. Oh no.
Jara, my wonderful wife, can you make a sticky note that I have 1 point of inspiration from Sky? Thank you.
Jara, don't do
Yeah.
it. Don't do it, Jara.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Guys,
do.
did you see the right one? The Oakrim catches fire. That fireworks dude is totally getting blamed for that fire. It wasn't even his fault.
Poor
Oh
guy.
no.
Well, that's good.
Oh no. Oh well, I got bigger fish to fry.
While
Sorry,
they're
buddy.
reading that, I'll just take a moment to show you guys, the audience, some new amazing maps that have come out from the people at Forgotten Adventures. This is the first one. Warning, this is a jump scare. This is the map called the Ravenous Chamber. I have
Oh.
no plans on using this yet in our campaign, but it is an incredible map. Meaty walls and bones and a big mouthy pit with pustules and eyeballs
Mouthy
everywhere.
pit.
This could be a great lair for a beholder or some kind of eldritch flesh god or a demon.
Yeah.
Um,
Aberration.
yeah, very, very
Feed
cool.
me, Seymour.
Yeah. There's also, they just added this map, just came out today, which is the walled yard. It's like a yard of a part of a castle that's like walled in from the city.
Oh.
So very cool. I will absolutely be using this in Baruport, probably fairly soon, because Baruport has walled off sections like the city like this. So this is perfect. And another map I'll be using very, very soon, not today, is the city docks, where I'm sure Una will be spending some time. This is part of the harbor in Baruport, and it's an incredible map. One of the things I really like about it is, let me see if I can find. Yep, they have bodies that you can toggle on. So like, you know, let's say they're investigating a murder. I don't even have to add a body for this map. There's already bodies here. There's one. Let me turn on the other two. Just by
What's your body toggle count?
my body toggle count. There's 3 on this map. There's this one here out in the street with flies buzzing around him. And there's this one who's been stabbed in an alley. Which, yeah. So
Ooh.
very cool.
Not the half body.
He's just sitting upright. Yeah.
He's just
Oh.
right.
Oh,
You
he's
got
just
in, you
having a
slid
sit.
down, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Classic.
very, very cool map. And you can toggle all of these things with this little thing here if you have the Forgotten Adventures module, which you can use in Foundry. It makes it very easy to import these maps because they have all the lighting and sound and everything baked in. And yeah, that's my spiel. So have you guys had enough time to take a look at the newspaper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the
Oh wait, I have a
Prince-
question.
Yeah.
What month is it? Like
I-
where are we as far as that? Do you know how far we are from the
It's probably like
carnival, really?
it's almost spring, probably.
Yeah,
maybe,
it's
right?
almost spring. So this would be, I believe it would be the month of chess, I think. To be
Oh,
honest,
okay.
I'm not too familiar with the names of the months.
I guess
and
my-
it's not really that important.
Yeah, I guess my question is how far are we from the carnival, which means how many days do we have left until like the next month is what I was kind
You
of
have
thinking.
about like 30 days.
Oh,
Like 3
shoot.
weeks.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
a month.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are all together and riding along in these wagons. You hear the clop of the horses as they carry you along, and the prince is reading this newspaper and puts it down, takes a look over at you, Sly. So we made quite a lot of news. Pretty much every headline is about you in one way or another, though they don't know it at the time.
Yeah, probably better that way though, for reasons.
Well, I appreciate you keeping it quiet at my request. You see, it's a big issue we're facing. We haven't had much success dealing recently with diplomacy involving the elves of the Prenwood, and, well, rather than them just finding out through our newspapers, I would like to surprise them by having you come to them and let them be the first ones to know it. I think it would go a long way in us improving our relations with them.
And almost out of like instinct, her eyes dart over to her mom and then back to the prince. And she goes, well, I've never done diplomacy before. What is it that I'll have to do?
I don't need you to do diplomacy. Hopefully it won't ever come to that. I need you to do what you do best. Use the power of the Seer. Which, speaking of, I do have some questions about. And it's actually about
We're just sitting there like grimacing at each other, like.
It's probably about time that you guys get a good look at who you're talking to right now.
Yeah!
Yes!
Yes! Carrots, I love you!
He's younger. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's my devil prince.
Yeah, he's pretty young. And keep in mind, he's actually not in charge of the kingdom. There is a king who currently runs everything, but, there's a lot to do, and he's older. The prince does a lot of things, especially involving diplomacy and public relations. What I'm hoping is you'll be able to help the elves. We understand they're having a problem right now. There's been a few cases of missing people. Elves going missing in the Prenwood, and I thought a mystery like that, what better than to bring the Seer out there to see if they can help. And this way we can show that we're not hiding anything from them. The Seer's return is something we're immediately willing to share with them, and hopefully that'll go a long way in us keeping the peace between us.
Listen, your handsome majesty, I know you want me to go in there and do good, and that's what I'll do. I'm happy to try and find out what's going on, and I'm sure everyone around me is very qualified. Sorry, Mom, not you. And I think it would be important to let you know that between diplomacy, which I've never done, and using the Seer's power, I might be better at diplomacy right now. I'm going to try really hard to do good with what you need. But how important is this? Will everyone hate me if I can't find out what's going on?
Will everyone hate you? Well, I suppose the elves will be disappointed. I'm going to be meeting with and introducing you to Primogen Excelitano. He is essentially, you could think of him as a prime minister or the head ambassador. He has significant sway with the Council of Elves. I am concerned. If you're not up for this, perhaps this was a mistake. Primogen...
Perhaps there are other things we could do should be diplomatic. Surely the elves enjoy a good show, right? And she'll like wink at Fly. Yeah, like a performance. We could entertain them.
The prince isn't rubbing his eyes, but Pepper is sitting over there, and she leans over to Sly. This is exactly what I wanted to keep you away from.
Oh, I just mean I could do some acrobatics, some juggling. All I need is a rope, and I could do some cool tricks. I mean, not like that, but.
By the way, give me a persuasion check as you are trying to essentially gloat. This isn't persuasion to convince him. This is persuasion to play up and embellish your success and your skills.
Okay, can I do something as I am suggesting this idea? Like, this is the first time I'm getting his attention, right?
Sure. Yeah. What is it you're trying to do?
I would like to just like very casually like remove my hood and my sunglasses. Like I'm just like settling into the trip, but I'm just like, okay, I'll roll my persuasion.
That is genuinely surprising.
I know.
I did not.
He's a tiefling.
I did not think this is how we would do this.
Listen,
okay.
Well, no, who knows? I mean, listen, Sly's gonna see it.
Yeah.
George, is this carriage? I assume it's.
She does it very casually
for the for like the visual representation, but it's an enclosed, right? Because I assume the prince is not.
You can see. You can see through the windows. I would say you can probably overhear what's happening. It is a sort of quiet day. Everything around you is just horses, marching as you guys are heading out into the Prenwood. So Fable, you take off your glasses and you take off your hood. There is an update to your art that we have not shown. We have not shown people.
Oh, that I've seen.
Yes, you've seen it.
Okay.
But
Like,
for everybody
happened?
else, this is a better look at Fable. I'll just zoom in.
It's like as if she was going to rearrange it. You know when a girl's like playing with her hair and stuff and like readjusting, like she's doing that. Yeah. But you would see in the process that she takes it off.
As
like or Sly would.
Does this Sly, you get a good look at Fable's ears, and what you see is that she does not have human ears. She has the ears of a cat. And if you want, you can give me a perception check to look further, or if you wouldn't do that, just let me know.
Oh,
like Sly's not just staring.
She's all like still, and then she's just like,
that was not great, but I'm so curious that I'm going to burn a psionic
Yes.
Can't wait.
You're staring, so you're just not blinking.
So you initially rolled a 2. Okay. Yes. And you're gonna do a psionic die. Go ahead. Let's see what you get.
Okay.
Watch us get into combat later this session, and we've spent all our stuff.
I'm riding next to him. I'm so angry. I'm gonna rage, George. No.
So that's a total of 12, which is just a little better, and I feel like would make sense.
That's enough.
Also, my head is turned towards the prince, George. If that helps.
Yeah, it does.
Sly's like pulling your Pepper's like, Mom, look.
What you see, Pepper, is that her ears, under her hairline, you can see there's what looks to be like a scar at the edge of her hairline, and from that scar, it continues past that, not as human skin, but as furred ears of a cat. You also notice that her eyes are cat eyes with slit instead of full circular pupils. And but yeah, you notice that these ears start at like a mark where something had cut into her. Whether this was, you're not sure what to make of this, and you can draw your own conclusions from that.
Yeah, they're all sad ones, but I kind of like narrow my eyes and kind of tilt my head, realize way too late that I'm staring hard and like leaning forward, and I just like sit right back up and go, you know, I have been studying really hard, and I've got a great team with me. We can absolutely help these people. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I just realized I had the version up that was the
There
still
she is.
disguised.
Oh.
So this is what you see.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay,
I
so
would-
how,
I would
how
like-
do you go?
I-
How do you go from mischievous,
Whoa.
mysterious to like wholesome? Like I'm just like, look at
Yeah.
I would like to say, for the record, if anyone has been to the circus, which I don't know if anyone here has, but if you'd been to the circus, she does perform without the like veil and stuff, but you would obviously see her from a distance on a stage, so
You probably also have
you
like
would make whatever conclusions
makeup
you would make from
that
that.
would
Yeah, she's got
probably-
like, she's in like costume, you know.
yeah. I'm
It's so
assuming, and you
pretty.
tell me,
And
Fable,
so pretty.
when you're on stage, are you wearing makeup that sort of embellishes the cat features?
Oh yeah, she's got like the cat liner and the like probably the contouring and everything to like
look at this
accentuate
couple on
that.
screen.
And her whole stop it.
I
Her
ship it.
whole,
Me
her
too.
whole act is
Oh my
obviously
God.
like kind of cat themed, so you know.
You
would
grab
just
the
be like, yeah,
horns,
she's
he
doing a
rubs
cat
the
thing.
ears. You know, it's fine.
Save a
Uh,
horse, right?
So this is a long divergent we've just
Save
went
an
on.
expert or whatever
Just
they're called.
so Fable, go ahead and roll at advantage your persuasion as you try to talk up your
Oh my god,
abilities.
that's
and stuff
great
like that.
because I rolled it once and I got a 4, so let me roll it one more time. D&D
This whole
Beyond
time
hates
you were
me.
sitting on a 4? Wow, okay.
D&D Beyond, I was waiting just in case. Also, D&D Beyond, love you, love to use you, but I know you hate me with your dice rolls. Okay, dirty 20.
Dirty
Thank you.
20? Okay. The DD dice, by the way, I noticed is being a bit slow today, so that's okay.
Oh.
Just call out your rolls for the
I
audience.
got a 6.
You'll see
16
their
plus
rolls
4.
show up eventually. Just gotta be patient. There it is.
When you least
Yeah.
expect them.
So you start talking up all of your capabilities. The Prince Edmund is highly intrigued. Well, yes, that's incredible. I don't know that will help us exactly here. Primogen Excelitano, they're not a very joyful person. They're a little bit more serious. Though
Oh,
I'm
no.
sure we can impress many people back in Barrowport with your performances. I will make note of that.
Oh, I do. The carnival comes back next month.
Oh, wonderful. I'll have to make sure I stop by.
Of course, I'll save you a seat. But in the meantime, I think Sly's got this handled, right, Sly?
Is that true, Sly? You didn't seem confident before.
She's just being humble. She does that. She's such a sweet girl. She doesn't want to brag about her abilities, but she's got this.
Yep, that's why they call me Modest Sly. It's fine. We can do it. We can absolutely do it.
Pepper is just sort of like, oh my god, this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. Just and she does appreciate that Fable spoke up, but is sort of dreading the situation Sly's about to be put into. The prince starts.
I rolled a wisdom saving throw, and you hear from the outside an audible sigh.
Can't say from this.
Sly, if you don't mind, I'm curious about some of the powers you've been able to develop so far. We don't have clear information about what the Seer was capable of, though rumors, legends, and stories tell of a great deal of things she could do. But, well, first I have to ask, is it true you're able to see the future?
Fable, and by the way,
This is
Fable
the
is just
worst.
like Fable is the picture of etiquette. She's looking over across at you, like just like lips pursed, just like this like not fake smile, but maybe you could tell it's a little bit performative. Like, go on, tell him, Sly.
Sly doesn't want to tell the prince anything, and instead will turn the question around and go, wait, why don't you know much about the Seer. It was only 20 years ago. You don't have any records, or what? Why is it that you don't know much?
She didn't answer to any of us. The kingdom owes her a great debt, but at no time were we in control or able to gauge her abilities or ask questions to that extent. At least if either my father or his father before him were able to, they've never divulged that information to me. Though I don't see why they would hide that kind of thing.
Understood. Well, then, Your Handsome Majesty, I would say to that, I would like to honor my grandmother's legacy and also not tell you specifics about what I am capable of, only that I am willing to help and I'm here with power that was given to me.
That's a bold fucking move. Holy shit.
That's my
I'm-
girl.
Fable's nodding like yes, perfect.
You can choose persuasion, deception, or intimidation, depending on how you're trying to angle this. Deception if you're trying to like hide your lack of ability.
Oh.
Persuasion if you're trying to say, I think this is respectful, or intimidation if you're like, don't answer to you. This is essentially like a Mass Effect dialogue wheel, and you're choosing like top, middle, or bottom.
Remember how I was just giving Sly that pep talk? Could it have bardic inspiration? Because I'm a bard and it was inspiring.
I will say that you can give her
Stretching.
inspiration. You are been here.
No, not
performing this
it's
whole
just the
time.
D4. Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm
The
like,
bardic
wait, yeah.
inspiration. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What's
I
D8
think
now?
that she is trying to hide that she doesn't know much about what she's doing, but trying to put it under flowery language that she hopes he will respect.
Okay.
So deception, I think, would
Okay.
be the best. Oh no, I feel terribly unwell about all of this. Oh,
You're
okay.
doing great, honey.
Plus a
I didn't even
D3.
need inspiration.
I'm taking it.
25.
You can never be too careful.
He is a prince.
Your original roll didn't even come through. So what did you roll initially? You got a 4 on the inspiration.
Yeah, it was a 15 plus 6, a 21.
Wow.
That's 21
Okay. 25
plus 4.
total. Okay. Yeah. I'm not even gonna. You know what? Hold on.
This
Let me
prince
just
does not stand a chance against us. Sly.
let me just make a quick roll to see if they are able to have any shot of making an insight check against this.
Please no. Please no.
She's
She's gonna throw up. Please no.
she's gonna throw up.
Not in the carriage.
Oh my god.
It's so small.
There's a
Okay.
small part of me that wants him to roll a nat 20.
No, shut up.
That's a
Oh my
7.
God.
Yeah, not even close. Well, I suppose you can't harm me for asking. You thistle spells really do know how to play things close to the chest. He looks at you and then he looks at Pepper, and Pepper looks at you and for the first time since all of this has happened, actually looks at you with almost a bit of surprise and admiration. She's proud of what you've just done.
Oh, that's really nice. Okay, good. So great. I am shaking, but I reach over and hold her hand for a moment, just like a brief squeeze when I see that. And I give a classic wink over to Fable because I always wink at Fable.
I feel like what is a sly wink like? It's like the big wink, right? Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
no, it's not
exaggerated.
subtle. It's
The Fable wink's like a quick like you can barely you blink and you miss it, but the sly wink is like
The Prince Edmund sits up and he folds up his paper. Well, I should warn you then. Primogen Excelli won't be as easy to convince. He's rather dogmatic when it comes to seeking out information. I wouldn't be surprised if he challenges you in some way when we get there. So, but I suppose I shouldn't worry with the powers of the Seers. I'm sure you'll pass with flying colors.
Your faith is appreciated.
Inspirational.
So inspirational. And then she turns, like she's like cutting off the conversation. You know, like when little kids turn and look out the window only? She's doing that. Just
There
straight
is
out.
like an awkwardness that fills this wagon for a bit, as everyone here is somewhat unsure. And I'm curious, Lucian, hearing all of this, what do you think as you're riding outside?
I think there's a moment when the prince asks for details and information, because he's been in that same situation, albeit under different circumstances. And I think there's a moment where he kind of veers the horse a little bit closer to the cabin, and debates about knocking, but then doesn't. And he just waits to hear what Sly says. And when Sly answers, you see Lucian just give a soft smile and a nod. And I think he just says to himself, "Well done, girl." And then he just kind of keeps riding.
Now, this isn't exactly the best setup to open up the floor for some flirting or anything like that. But Fable, in this awkward carriage ride,
So why do they call you the Devil Prince?
Is there anything else you want to do before you guys arrive at Vanhafei'pren, the elven city?
Do I guess maybe this would take a role of some sort, but do I guess I'm looking for like an icebreaker, especially in that awkward moment. Like, is there something I would have read in the newspaper or something I would have overheard or something about the prince, either something he likes or something that happened to him that I could like bring up, like just to like break the awkwardness?
You know that he has been accused of a great many things.
Oh God.
The people are seemingly distrusting of him, and that there is some bias among the population and the press due to him being a tiefling. I want to make it clear at this time, his parents aren't tiefling. No one in his family history are tieflings. And so,
are they human? Is the king human?
They're human. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But he's had to live with that stigma of being a tiefling and not, whether he doesn't know why, or at least it's not apparent and it's not something he can explain to anyone he meets. So if you're thinking of newspaper stuff, you're gonna have a very hard time thinking of something good.
Yeah, they're gonna be all awful, aren't they?
If you want to make a history check, you might be able to come up with something. Otherwise, if you have any other avenues you would like to try, I encourage you to do so.
Listen, I'm thinking, but while I do that, I'm gonna do the history check.
You're gonna do the history check.
So I got 17, 15 plus 2.
17. You
maybe like something someone would have mentioned, like, oh, the prince got this delivered to, or something, like some like cake place I could refer, or something. I don't know, something like that. Like, oh, I heard you like this place. Yeah, like I actually know them.
You know that he's actually been firmly open to the practice of magic, and he's been essentially stopped. There's like a bias, like wizardry in the city of Bearport is not very common, and it's heavily regulated. People are honestly scared of someone who claims to be a wizard. This isn't something they do for bards or clerics or other spellcasters, but wizards, possibly sorcerers, though those are very rare, people seemingly have a distrust on and are actually currently trying to ban the open practice of wizardry. But the prince, he's been very open to arguments, and he has been very lenient and progressive about it, and you've read that in the paper. That's the best you can think of with the 17.
Okay, progressive king, we love that. Okay, in that case, I mean, sorry, Progressive Prince.
Your turn.
He's a king of my heart. I will.
Jesus.
I'll like let the silence kind of sit for a second. Just like I'll act like I'll kind of glance out the window too, you know, just like acting like it's normal. And then I'll say, what is the proper title for a prince? Is it Your Highness? Do I know that? I don't know if I know that. Your Highness?
That's a good question. I knew this a long time ago. Let's check. The proper way to address them is His Royal Highness, Your Highness. Yeah, that is generally acceptable.
I always say my prince.
Your prince, yeah, my prince, things like that. Your Grace.
Prince Edmund.
That's technically Your Grace is what you would say to a duke or duchess, but he is not the. Technically, Your Highness would be right. Your Majesty is what you would refer to as a king.
Okay, great. Well, in that case, Your Highness, I would be remiss if I didn't take this chance to appreciate the fact that you are so welcoming to all different kinds of people, and such as like magic. She didn't say like, I said like, such as magic users. Are you you're not a practitioner yourself, are you?
Oh, absolutely not. But I do think the academics of learning the arcane is very important, and though there have been many tragedies in the past with magic, I think it's prudent of us to keep an open mind and see what ways we can further the use of magic among humans here. You know, history show that magic has been very common, but for whatever reason, we've had more than our share of incidents in this land. So, but we have to keep moving forward.
Exactly, and people are just afraid of what they don't know, right? They just need to know more about it.
I'm actually not even gonna make you make a persuasion check. He's actually completely agrees with that, with his own like sort of stigma.
We have that in common.
And yeah, you make some headway with him. I don't want to keep everyone else waiting. As
No, that's fine. It could just be small talk
Yeah.
after that. Yeah. That's
the prince
entryway.
will remember this. Flashes above
Oh,
screen.
So will me.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
Character art got you acting. Oh,
chat. They never say to be your
oh,
character.
nobody clipped that.
acting.
Oh,
Oh.
we've already clipped it. I'm pretty sure. It's been clipped.
My God.
I have
Me
not-
damn into you.
I have not seen May and Sky break this hard ever. I have been playing with them for 3 years.
Have you seen
now.
this art?
And
Shout out to Karis.
Shout out to Karen.
Also,
I was gonna say something when May was like, "I don't say that," but I don't say that. Like, she was already slipping.
well, that was just okay. I would like to
Good
say
Lord.
while we're having this conversation at some point, like I would like to. I mean, well, I guess unless we're not close, but I want to at some point put the hood and stuff back on, like rearrange it or whatever. Like that was just her little tactic, but she's not trying to leave the carriage
Yeah,
in her normal.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So one last look at undisguised
Oh, my
Fable for
baby.
everybody.
Yes, so cute.
Okay. With that, we move on. You guys,
George,
yes.
Could you type or just share the way it's spelled for the elven ambassador
Oh yes,
in
absolutely.
like the general chat? Right, and you can keep going. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure I got it right.
Yep. So you guys continue on to the elven city of Vanhafei'pren. You are brought in. The trees clear aside in both directions. The city you see is built into the trees themselves. There are a few buildings on the ground, but many of them are up in treetops and sort of just hang above you. and you are eventually brought out of the wagons. You and your entourage of guards and the prince are brought into the city center of Vanhafei'pren. There are elves all about, but you guys notice you are being watched at every turn by guards who keep a keen eye on you. As you move through the trees, it is, I will say this, it is gorgeous up at this level of the tree line. You are essentially face to face with the tops and caps of the trees that are all around you. There's some that are even taller than the city, but very few, as the city sort of hangs above the forest. And you continue walking, and you are brought into a small courtyard where sitting there is the elven primogen. He's wearing a leafy-like cloak. He has blonde hair that hangs down past his ears. He looks very resplendent and well-dressed. And around him are 4 guards standing at full attention. And he is simply waiting for you, and a leaf you see like sort of falls down from the trees, and he grabs it and examines it before casting it aside.
If I may, George, really
yeah.
quick, just before leading up this, could I do one thing?
Yeah, what would you like to do?
You're setting a beautiful scene, but as I'm kind of following, I would be probably close to both the prince and Sly as we're kind of like moving through the city and like making our way there still. And I would eventually kind of like nudge Sly to get her attention. And then
Okay.
I would just kind of silently, I would just point to my head and like give her a nod, hoping that she picks up that I want to have a private conversation.
Okay.
I do open that link up.
And as you do, I probably would wait until you say something.
You see her face go. And then you hear, "Did I do it?"
Yes, you did. So you should work on your face. Pretend like you're walking and we're not talking. Just act normal.
She tries to act normal, and I'm sure it doesn't work, but she's really, really trying. And goes, "Okay, what's the secret?"
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
That bodes confidence. Look, the elven people are complicated. There's a complicated history here. You're going to meet with an ambassador. They're a stickler. They don't like jokes and games, typically. They're firm and serious. So, if spoken to, try to sound or at least seem confident. But one thing that he's got a bit of an ego. Use that. If he thinks he's better than you, he thinks he controls the conversation. Let him. Let his pride reveal things. They are allies, tentative, but you have a power that everyone covets. Just be mindful.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll be there should you need me.
Okay, if I scream in my head, it's because everything's fine. But if I scream out loud, help me.
Okay. You're safe. You're fine. Just let the prince do the talking and speak only when needed.
Okay. Oh God, that's hard. Okay. And she kind of like locks in at that and tries very hard to kind of straighten her shoulders, hold herself to her full height, keep her chin up, and like stop trembling. She tries to really center herself. She starts walking the way that she sees Fable walking, which is like very like graceful and delicate and easy. And Sly is usually like a stomp runner, so that it probably doesn't look very natural, but she's trying to portray that she's here for a reason and she's not afraid.
Okay. You try to maintain your composure. I would say, I'm not going to make everyone make a check for it, but I'll assume you guys are all trying your best to kind of remain composed. As you know, the princes as well. As you guys are opened up into this area, there's the guards, and there is the Primogen across from you. They stand up. Prince Edmund, good to see you. He bows. Primogen Excelitano. We came once we heard about your, the issue you're experiencing, the missing elves. And this entourage you bring us? I would like to introduce you to the next seer, the granddaughter of Theo Thistlespell. Her name, she goes by Sly, and he gestures to you, Sly.
She hasn't been spoken to directly, so she just like bows her head and stands back up.
The Primogen walks over and sort of examines you. Strange additions you've been making to the Crown Guard, Edmund. These are the escorts for the Seer. She is a Seer in training, and they are here to aid her in taking on the mantle of the Seer. I did not expect the next Seer to come with such an entourage. And they look over everyone here.
It's at that point that I would step up like right behind Sly, as I have familiarity with the elves, with the past and some of the things I've done.
Okay.
Just as like as like a presence over her shoulder.
Okay, sort of just exerting like your presence here.
Yeah.
The Primogen eyes you and does recognize about you and sort of looks you up and down. Takes this in. Well, we would like the Seer's help, but right now all I've heard is claims. If you don't mind, I would like to see the Seer's skills in action.
Now?
I have prepared a test for you. Surely it's nothing difficult for a Seer, and he presents this, like, stone tablet to you.
Like he's going to hand it to me?
Yes.
Yeah, she'll take it. What does it look like? Are there like scribings on it? Anything?
There are several what look like sort of like buttons. There's like stones made of marble, and they're sort of carved. You can feel on contact with this stone. There's a little, like the little like feeling, like the hum and buzz that you feel in your fingertips. That you can tell that this is magical by some means. But he gives you this. Surely the Seer wouldn't have issue completing a simple challenge as this, and then eyes you and sees how you do. At this point, I am going to go ahead and give you guys the puzzle. Now, this is sort of representative of what the Seer has been given, what Sly has been given. But what you see here is a grid of words. There are a line of what look like stones that have X's on them to the left. Those don't look like they do anything, but you can feel that the stones in the middle all have some give. And then to the right, there's these stones that have colors in them, and they also don't feel like they move or give at all. But the ones in the middle do.
I'll take hags for 500, please, George.
Do you want to press the button?
No.
No. I'm this is no. No, I'm
No,
not doing this.
You guys, I think this is like connections. Anyone play? No.
Yeah, it's like you choose like 4 things that are similar, and then it lights up something. Then you choose another 4 things that are similar, and it lights up something. Like,
Can you send it to us because I can't really
yeah,
get
it's a little
feel of
blurry
it.
on our feed.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll take a. Oh no, I can't do
I'm
that.
looking at it on the Twitch screen right
One
now.
moment. I will go ahead and take a screenshot of it and send it to you guys.
Okay.
Is
Thank
that glitch or gitch or
Right?
It says GIF.
A gift.
oh yeah?
What's the stir? STYR? Stir?
The
The fire. Oh my god, it was
Yeah.
fire.
Yep. I'm gonna send you guys the link. 1 moment.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, hold on. Wait, I gotta start. Let me write in my notebook. I gotta write in my notebook for this. Yellow, green, blue,
There you
purple.
go.
So are we? Does it seem like we're meant to help Sly, or are we gonna get? Are they gonna
I am going to
glare at
allow
us
the
if we're
whole
like kind of
party-
peeking over?
I'm gonna
Okay.
allow the whole party to help. This is like out of character. You guys together can try to solve this.
Okay.
But if you want to do anything special in character, like to try to get the answer, that will be done through separate roles. But you guys can talk amongst each other, and that will just happen as if it's, that's sort of like the meta game here. You guys can figure it out together.
Okay, see, in connections, you have multiple tries. Is there any indication of if we get strikes or not?
You
I assume
believe
it's just
that might
once?
be the X's to the left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So we're
Okay.
I'm glad
to
we
find-
figured out that it was connections. This was going to be a lot harder if you didn't.
I love connections.
I have a love-hate relationship with connections.
I'm pretty good at it, and I don't know what it's talking about half the time.
For a while, me and my wife played it every day. I need to get back to it, but I had to stop for a while because of the frustration that the New York Times games as a whole caused me each day.
So
Yeah.
what
Is that
what
where
I've-
connections come from?
That's
Okay.
where connections comes from. Yeah, the New York Times.
Okay.
So I like to posit above table, since we're hanging out, being friends, not at all worried about what happens if we're wrong. Posit
Right.
that there are damage types, there are species
Yeah.
like
Right.
elves,
Yeah.
gith, and
I'm purple. Does that help?
George, just you don't have to answer this if you can't, but when we press the things on the board, we're just pressing the small squares, right? The squares on the right are also not things we're paying attention to. That's like the category, right?
That is correct. And if you press
Okay.
them, I'll just show you what happens.
Okay, so
They
I was
sort of
just
like press down, so that'll indicate
So-
that you've pressed it.
okay. So can I explain connections sort of for
Yeah,
the
go for
rest
it.
of the group? Okay,
Yeah.
so ignore it. It looks the way, if you're just looking at it, it looks like you have to like put 4 things in the category of the color. Ignore the colors. Those are a separate thing. Those just look at the small squares.
Right.
Basically,
Okay.
we need to put groups of 4 together that are going to be connected in some way. And so ignore the colors completely. Like, don't even think about that. That
Yeah.
is a separate thing. So just
Yeah.
look at the small words on the board, or the small buttons. We need to do 4 at a time that are connected. And the thing is like, they can be connected in lots of different ways. Like, they could be like connected in element, or they could be connected in color, or they could be connected in like all these things have pointy
Right.
ears, or all these things have this element in common, or whatever. Like, it could be, there are different ways it could be connected, and we don't know what ways those are. So we just have to figure out what ways there are.
Like demons in fire.
Yeah, like, I mean,
Devil.
and then we need
That's
2
2?
more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you need 4. You need 4 for.
So
Or
I'm thinking
devils.
that it's
That's 3.
lightning and thunder, and then water and fire. So those are like elemental stuff, and then poison, acid, cold,
And fire are all damage types.
Yeah,
I like poison,
Okay.
fire, acid, cold. That makes sense. to
Okay,
me.
let me.
poison, fire,
poison,
acid, cold,
It's,
and then
I feel like that's the one I feel strongest about. And then we can once we can kind of look at the whole thing and talk some things out. But then if we feel stronger about something, like damage
can
types,
try
we can
it.
choose that, and then that'll, kind of narrow the board down. So
Demons, devils, goblins, hags. What
That's
do
a good
y'all
one.
think about-
That's a pretty
Yeah?
good one.
That's for things you hit, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, but you also have
Right.
elves, gith,
elementals.
Well, the elves and the...
I want to point out,
you hit all those too,
I'm
right?
pretty sure Aaren canonically has the highest intelligence.
That's the craziest part. Because who's the person who's the worst at puzzles in real life?
Yeah, but I was gonna say intelligence doesn't inherently go hand in hand with
I just-
puzzles.
I
That
just
could be
imagine-
wisdom or
I
something
just
else.
imagine that Aaron's looking at this and he's like, man, if these were oils for swords and weapons, I would be.
Okay,
Easy
how about
peasy.
this? I think I would propose gnome, gith, elves. Oh shit, where'd the last one go? This not to press, not that we're gonna press it right now. There was
Goblins?
like playable races. Oh yeah, goblins are playable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are like yeah, and then like demons, elementals. What are
Yep.
the other ones? Hags
Devils,
and
Devils.
Yeah.
oh no,
and
but devils
hags.
and demons. Fuck. That is a hard one. Because here's the thing about connections, and George is smart, so I'm afraid of this, is in connections, they will give you things that seem like they must be connected. Like, oh, of course devils and demons will be together, but then they're not. They're in separate categories, and they do that
Yeah.
on purpose to
Yeah.
trick you.
My
I have a
biggest
question.
gripe with
Oh.
connections when I play it is that sometimes I literally said that it feels like this is the kind of puzzle that a dungeon master would make and be like, oh, of course you knew what I was thinking, right? And it's like, no, that's not, like, I don't know that that's how you're making the connection. But yeah, I've tried to make this
Do we-
fair.
Do we want to do the damage type since we're all pretty confident about that one? The poison, acid, cold, fire,
Like,
Yes.
or resistance?
That's
What
what
about-
I'd like to do.
what about
first.
lightning?
Well,
I think that-
I was thinking lightning and thunder would go together.
Sure.
Well, they might, but also poison, acid, and cold and fire are all like sustained damage, right? Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
so is lightning and thunder.
or damage types. Oh, is it sustained?
Is there
I think of
water
more
damage?
like poison's like damage over time. Acid just could be damage over time. Fire could be burning damage over time.
That's true. That's true. So could cold. Yeah, I think we should go with poison, fire, acid, and cold for our first batch of 4.
We have a couple guesses.
Una,
We have a
Aaron,
couple
what do you guys
guesses.
think? We down to clown and try it? Because it would clear things off the board.
Trust us, Aaron.
Y'all go right ahead.
Go right ahead.
So
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna try first.
Which ones?
Poison,
Poison,
fire, acid, and
acid.
cold.
Yeah.
Poison, fire, acid, and cold.
Mm-hmm.
You press those, and as you do, they turn green.
Woo! Dragon breath types. Okay, close enough. Close enough.
Okay.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay. We're cooking with hot fire now.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. See, so
did
that
we
there you
wanna
go.
do-
That's a
did we-
perfect example.
Do we want to do the playable species and races to see if that works as a group? 'Cause that's
Well,
4.
Maybe it's like monster races or something.
What does that have something to do with
Oh,
the
yeah.
Fae? Or
That's
the-
what I'm thinking too.
Something
Yeah.
about the
Elves,
Feywild?
Fae, elves, hags.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Elves
Goblins aren't Fae though, right? That would just give us 3. Are goblins Fae? No.
This is not.
Well,
Gith
I
is
mean,
not Fae. Gith is like alien.
Actually,
May-
in the Forgotten Realms lore, there was once an expansion book.
No, please tell me. I don't know.
I'm joking, I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna have something.
I'm so glad you asked.
Remember,
no, that
you
was
guys
a
do
good
have-
point.
You do have 4 wrong answers you can make. So, well, 3
Yeah.
technically. Once you get to 4,
Is
it's done.
it gonna tell us if we're only one off like in connection?
Possibly.
It doesn't have to. Oh,
We don't
okay.
know. Yeah.
In connections, when you guess 4 and you're only one off, it'll tell you that you're one off. It won't tell you which one is wrong, but it will tell you you're just one off. Okay.
What could lightning and thunder pair with?
Water,
That hasn't already been used.
lightning,
lightning,
water,
thunder,
lightning, thunder. Is all
water.
like storms, right? Like
Aren't
Water,
they types of
lightning.
elementals?
What about
I mean,
Water,
elemental is
elemental,
one of the
lightning.
words, but
there's water elementals, lightning under. Is there thunder? Is thunder?
Uh,
elementals?
I don't think so.
what
What
about
color-
things that use magic? Mage, elves,
That's what I'm
hags?
thinking.
What would be the fourth one though? Gnomes?
Devils.
I mean, devils and
Devil-
demons can.
they
you know,
can use
anybody
magic?
Can, you know, like
Okay.
innate.
Maybe a certain kind of magic.
I really
Wait, I have a question.
We could try like.
I have a question
Mhm,
for the team.
What's up?
Do you think that any of these have to do with the what is it called? Like chaotic evil, chaotic good, like something like that, like with their base,
Oh god.
something like that, right? Like
I don't know.
devils.
I mean, maybe. I mean,
demons,
like,
I recommend
hags,
see,
you
like,
guys
and
take
goblins.
yeah, we could take a guess and see, right? Like,
Devils.
Well, do we
demons,
do we
hags,
feel
goblins?
more confident about Sky's suggestion of devils, hags, goblins,
Demons and
demons? Or
Demons
do
and
we want to
goblins,
try
yeah.
goblins, elves, gith, and gnomes first?
I say we
Either way.
go the devils, hags, goblins, demons first.
yeah.
Then that is what we will
I'll vote for
do. We'll try devils, hags, demons, and goblins, please.
Lock it
They're
in.
our next ones.
The 500.
Hang
No,
on.
The
son.
light
Okay.
turns red.
Okay. No big deal.
Now
Everything's
do
fine.
yours.
Also vibrated for some reason. Like the stones shook for a moment.
Oh.
If this thing blows up in my hands,
Wait, can't we? Is there anything that you can do as far as like? I'm just gonna be asking. Can you like see into
oh my
this?
god, I have something. I have something for this, and he wants to see some seer shit, so let's let him see
Right?
some seer shit.
Right?
Yes, like
So the next one I want to do is going to be the goblin, elves, gith, and gnomes. But before I do it, I want to shuffle through my deck and choose one that I set on top, and I want to run it over each one individually that I'm going to press. And I want to cast augury to see if that's the right course of action that I should use in this moment.
What are the buttons you're trying to press before you do augury?
Yes, goblin, elves, gith, and gnomes.
Goblin, elves, gith, and gnome. You cast augury, and you feel sort of like a hand on your shoulder. It feels supportive.
Okay. Does it
Go.
feel like okay, never mind. I don't know my grandma. Okay. Great. I will lock it in. Good answer, Steve Harvey.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, humanoids?
Okay.
It was humanoids, guys.
Humanoids.
No. Wait. What?
Yeah, it
aren't
was
hags humanoid?
humanoids.
They can be humanoids. I guess they're not inherently humanoids.
Yeah, that's the
okay.
overlap we're dealing with.
Okay,
which
okay.
means we now
All right, great.
have
We got the rest. We got this. Elemental, water, thunder, lightning. Boom.
I feel like.
Mage,
Well, what
demons,
about
hags, devils use magic.
What
Right?
about? Oh, I was also thinking devils, elementals, demons, hags. Those are all things we would fight. Those are all like monsters, right, or something.
And a mage uses lightning,
Well, I was
thunder,
gonna say
and
they're
water.
from different realms.
It's confusing. This is the hard part because the element thunder, water, lightning could go with mage. It could go with elemental. It could go.
Exactly.
no.
I don't want to do that if we could.
devils,
like-
We
demons,
have a bunch of we
hags.
have a few guesses though. So if we want to do one of them,
Yeah. I mean, we only have a couple of options here, so I feel
Right.
like we should full send it.
Which one?
the
And I
sly
wanna-
way.
I want to go with Una's suggestion again first, with demons, devils, hags, and a mage. Because at the very least, those bitches are corporeal. And that's all I got for the connection between them.
I think
Okay,
it
I
might
was
have been.
wrong.
The device vibrates again.
Oh,
Dang,
no.
I think that might mean
I
that. I
thought
don't
it
know
was
if that means we're
mage,
one off.
thunder, water, lightning. Yeah, exactly.
Mage, thunder, water, lightning.
Or if it's because okay, so can hags cast spells? Can devils
Yeah.
cast spells? Can
Yeah.
demons cast spells? Can
Yeah.
mages cast spells?
Okay, well,
Yes.
we just did that one.
Okay.
That's what we just did.
Yeah. that's
So
what you just tried.
if I change out mage for elementals, do we
Right.
still feel good about that? Devils, elementals, demons, and hags instead
I
of
like that.
Oh,
devils,
yeah.
I like that.
demons,
Yeah.
hags.
Maybe
I like
not.
that.
Maybe not because like, is there an element that only devils, demons, and hags use?
I was
Like,
gonna say, I
together-
think
like,
it makes
is there
more
something?
sense because elementals wouldn't. If we're looking at elements, why would it be elementals and then water, thunder?
Are these things you can summon?
Yeah,
That's what I was
Mm.
thinking, right? But
Well, let's try it then, because we haven't. Because we did
Hags,
mage
demons.
last time.
elemental. Yeah, swap it with elementals because it did vibrate once, right? So
There
maybe-
also are things you could have as. Can you have an elemental as a patron? The rest you can, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, either way.
Okay, this time we're gonna do devils, elementals, demons, and hags. We're swapping out mage.
Oh, I
Boom.
told you!
Heck, inner
Yeah!
base, and then it's water.
Now we know the
thunder.
last
And then we'll
one!
do the final.
I will give
one.
inspiration to anyone who can tell me what the category is for purple. This is always
Oh,
purple's
purple's the
always
hardest
one.
category! Okay, hold on.
You all get one guess. One guess.
Here's
for
the thing.
each of you.
I'm really good at connections, but I also spend a long ass time on it. Like I will sit there staring at my phone until like something in my brain just clicks. So.
Make a guess. We gotta keep going.
Okay, I'm looking. You guys go. Someone else go.
I don't know. I mean, like,
No, I'm gonna be so mad because I'm gonna know what it is.
is it something like?
I have no idea.
I'll give you
I
guys.
just don't have
30
any lore
seconds
about this.
If anyone wants to shout out what they think it might be.
Water.
Bolts! Are there bolts? No, there's not a water bolt, isn't there? Damn it!
I don't think so.
I got so
Sage
excited.
bolt?
I don't know. I'm just trying to guess.
You're
I don't-
unsure
I
of
also-
what the final
Hanging.
answer can be, but you
I'm gonna
press
say
the buttons anyway.
I don't have the canonic. I don't have the
Me either.
meta knowledge.
I have no idea.
You're gonna, if you love connections, you're gonna love this. If
I'm
you
gonna hate it.
connections, you're gonna hate.
It's gonna
this.
be like hand or like. It's gonna be some kind of spell.
What is it?
Spells minus a word. I knew that. Fuck. Of course, that's the purple one.
I just, guys,
Spells
guys-
minus a word.
burned through this one. I am so impressed. I
This is
have
crazy.
tested
I
this
love
puzzle
puzzles.
on 3 people, like 3 different groups of people, and it was frustrating for all of them. You guys, like the hardest one, the trickiest one was damage types and the spells minus a words, because it wasn't damage types, it was only draconic breaths. But
Yeah.
technically there is lightning draconic breath and thunder draconic breath, which is exactly what they do in connections, and it drives me crazy every day. But with that, you guys solve the puzzle like it's nothing. You consult the cards once, you
crazy.
press all the buttons and hand it back. And we go back to your meeting with Excelitano. Impressive. You must really be the Seer. And they turn, examining the puzzle. Very well. We could absolutely use your help. In the forest, we've lost 3 different couriers. People of well-known renown and capability. They've gone missing. Our best trackers have been unable to find them. We would like to give you access to our side of the Prenwood and see if you can find them.
I would be honored.
Very well. My men will escort you out to the forest. You guys are brought out to the forest. The Prince Edmund looks at you all. Job well done. I think we've impressed him. And you guys are brought out into the elven side of the forest of the Prenwood to further explore, and we will come back to that after this short break. We'll be gone for just 10 minutes, and when we come back, we will continue our investigation. Guys, well done. I just want you to know that you will. I'm probably going to make more puzzles exactly like that. So expect.
I want
that in the
Wordle.
future.
I want Wordle.
You want Wordle? Okay, I'll see if I can make a Wordle.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back in just 10 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Hang tight. Bye.
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 man's face.
Literally what I was thinking.
Hello. We are back. The party has been brought out into the Prenwood, the elven side of it, where humans are not allowed to really venture or travel. There are strict regulations on that. And you guys have been brought out there. You're under watch of elves, but they're not hovering over you. You guys are given a wide berth, but you assume that within, you're within earshot of somebody. But it's also a very wide area to cover.
Yeah.
Prince Edmund says to all of you, okay, well, I suppose I'll leave you all to it. Me and my troops will be out here on the road. If you all need anything, I don't want to march our troops in large numbers in there, but if something goes wrong, you can come to us for help.
We'll be fine, my prince.
Okay. Well, best of luck to you then. And you guys head out into the woods. So you're looking for any evidence of what could have happened to these missing people, these elves that have just vanished somehow.
So I would say, George, probably as we're walking out, I assume that they've given us someone who can give us like an account of like when these people were out, when they left. Was it a certain area of the like any details that they can provide? I'm sure they're giving it to us, right? So like if you have any of that information, like, it's like, oh, everybody was out at night when this happened, or like they're all, a part of a certain house, or so, what I mean, like anything like that.
And that's what's strange. There's not a clear motivation, and from what this is, their best guess is that it's some type of creature, but their best scouts haven't found any evidence of animal attacks or anything like that. It's usually they've been seen the day before traveling from one elven village to another, and in that time these people will go missing. But these are people who are well versed with the forest. Again, these are wood elves, and so for them this is getting lost or leaving no evidence for a ranger or druid to find is surprising. And while they could comb the forest, they're hoping that through the magic of the Seer, you might be able to bring a quick resolution to this. So the forest is open to you guys to investigate. If you guys want to break up into groups, or however you want to do this.
All right, then, Seer.
All right then. Here I go. Are you coming with me? And she like leans over to you, Fable. We're staying. Okay, great.
Yeah. We'll follow you, but maybe you have a card that can point us in the direction we're supposed to be going, or something like that.
I can pick a direction, and then you can tell me if that's right or wrong.
Okay, sweetie. I'll like pat you on the shoulder. I'm right behind you.
Anybody have a detect magic or anything like that, or no? Okay, all right. Well, I guess we're doing this the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, is there a plan? Do you want to split up? Do you want to stay together?
Can you open up
to go on
mental link?
Yep. Hold on.
You have to work on that.
Don't push. Don't. Yeah, you just gotta.
There's a blood vessel on the side of Sly's eye, and it just ruptures briefly.
We shouldn't have done knife training during that week. We probably should have worked a little bit on your psionic training.
No. I'm so good with knives now.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Well, since there's 3, is that right? 3 that went missing. Maybe we should break up and split up to cover more ground, see if we can find evidence of any. And that way, if you notice something, just let us know in the link and we'll go to wherever you are.
All right.
Okay, so who's linked to who? Because I know
Uh,
Aaren
so-
has a link and you have a link.
Yes,
I would be
I can.
linked to Aaren.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can only
Probably.
link to whoever I can see, so that's an important thing to keep in mind.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I need to. I can choose up to 3.
So if you're
For
sticking with
a-
Fable, you can then link with the other 3.
Okay, cool. Then that's what I'll do.
Okay.
And I have to roll a d8 to see how long that lasts.
So Sly and
It
Fable
lasts
head in
2
one
hours.
direction. Are the 3 of you splitting up and covering more ground, or are you?
I don't know if I would let Sly
Yeah,
be
right?
alone with
Right.
Edmund
We're fine. What do you mean?
Yeah,
in the
up to you
woods.
guys.
So I would look at Aaren and I would just, as they like start talking amongst themselves, you know,
Okay.
and they're like thinking about plotting to walk away, and I'm just gonna go, are you gonna go or am I?
I mean, yeah, sure, I can go with them. That's fine. I spent the whole entire cart ride with Una, so you know, if you want to get some quality time in with Una, you're more than welcome to.
Sure.
Fantastic. All right, they like talking about oil, so have fun.
Oil.
I just
At
want
that point,
Go ahead.
Una is going to, as we walk, we're going to go ahead, walk forward. You see that Una is just nodded to everyone, waved, and is a little lacking on words. They haven't really said much. You see that they've been in their head a lot. So as we walk away, they're going to start speaking, and they're going to say, so I get lubricating oils, but penetrating oils, they're designed to loosen up rust, right? But protective oils, they create a barrier against moisture and rust. So am I getting that right? No, I am. I am getting that right. However, the difference between a sort of cooking oil like olive oil has more nutrients than something like vegetable oil. Right?
They
Right,
grow
yes.
so fast.
Yes. Did I
know,
miss anything,
You
Lucian?
know, it's just me and you, Una, right?
Yes. Of course.
And why are you talking about oils?
Well, we were having that conversation. Oh. Right. That was not with you. I'm sorry. What would you like to talk about?
How about we keep an eye out and try to find anything out about these missing elves?
That sounds like a great idea, Lucian. Lucian, let's go out and keep an eye out together.
You're a inquisitive one, are you not? You're seemingly intrigued by a lot.
It has a grip on me, the way that the world can be so different above water. It's so vast, yet small. It
Well,
enraptures my brain and makes me want to learn more.
I think you own that nature and you think about the puzzle in front of us
Mm-hmm.
and how to solve it, where they were taken, or how, or why. Put your mind towards that and your eyes and ears open. Maybe that's a good
see.
puzzle for now.
I like this puzzle. I'm going to figure out this puzzle for you. And then we can talk about oils and other things. Maybe you can teach me about masks or anger, maybe. Or maybe, something of interest to you, which I don't know that you have interests, but I would love to know.
Una,
Yes.
I don't need to teach you about anger. I was there with you in the library.
Wait, eyes open. I think I see. No, that was a leaf. That's just a leaf.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. And at this time, I just want to point out that I know everyone in the audience and the cast loves Una, but in character, I notice everyone staying away from them. And I also love that. I just wanted to say that.
Are we doing
A
an
nice 7.
investigation?
The only thing I've
Yes.
rolled today is a 7.
Oh.
Those are the only
Not,
rolls I've
not
rolled
one.
today.
Probably because I'm distracted by you not talking to me about
Listen,
everything.
Hey.
Move.
we're on top of it, guys.
Okay. Go ahead and as you guys are looking around, roll a d6 for me.
Go ahead, Una. Unless you want me to.
Sorry. Rolling a d6. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're
I'm waiting on it.
Sorry.
No worries. I got a 6.
A 6.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but
Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay.
right.
A pack of lycanthrope.
Give me one moment. As you guys are walking, you encounter something else. I actually have to switch maps here for a moment.
Oh.
Here we go. Okay. You hear some rustling in the brush, and Una, you stop for a moment and you're like, wait, no. And then you look and you do see something small moving towards you. What you see is a small furry creature, sort of like slowly on all fours moving towards you. It's sort of, it's maybe like 2 feet tall, maybe 3 feet tall. Not 3 feet, but like less than that. And it's a bit like husky. And you see that it's like brown, light brown fur, and then some white fur, no feathers near its face. And you see what looks like a small owlbear cub approaching you.
Now, see, this owlbear cub reminds me. I've been meaning to ask you a question, and Una's going to be starting to like walk closer.
Una?
No. To the bear.
No.
And
No.
being so caught up in this thought,
No.
they keep taking another step, and as
gonna
they
stay
get
back.
to kneeling down, about to pet it, they said, are you Sly's father, or are you like what are you two? And at that point, they'll probably try to pet the owlbear.
Go ahead and make a animal handling check.
Great.
And as
Maybe
you're
not a
like
7,
petting and you
maybe
ask
not a
that
7.
as you ask that question, I completely ignore the question and I say, Una, get up slowly and walk
15.
away from the owlbear.
Oh, but these creatures seem so nice. Like, you have all been nice. However,
That
I have
is
met some very
not-
rude people.
It is wild, and if that is there, the mother or father is close by. And we don't want to deal with that.
You
But-
do pet the owlbear, and the owlbear starts
Yeah.
sniffing you.
Oh, cute. Can I
And-
give it some food?
You start reaching into your bag.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check, Lucian.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh, 22 out of 19.
Let's go!
You see moving quietly from behind a tree, just what you expected, a full-grown owlbear watching this exchange.
Una, leave the food on the ground.
I'm almost there. Hold on 1 second.
Can't.
I just
No,
almost got it.
Una,
Yeah.
do you want to see
You
my
turn
rage
around,
again?
hand in pocket. They've stopped. Yeah.
Walk to me slowly. We need to leave.
You're scaring me. I will. And you see, that they have stayed in the same position. However, all of the water in their body and on their body has now gone to their feet, and they are now gliding over, using the water, over to you. Slowly, not moving. Literally just making the water move themselves.
Okay, this is a crucial moment because
Okay.
you have gotten
no.
very close to an owlbear, and as you've turned back to Lucian, you are temporarily putting your back to the mother bear. So I'm gonna need you both to make an animal handling check, but don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. I need to clarify
Wait.
this.
I have to clarify. Like, again, my back is not turned to. I don't think that my back is turned to this bear. I am looking behind at Lucian,
To look at
and I have
Lucian,
moved.
to look at Lucian, you can't be looking at the mother bear, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I see.
That-
Okay,
right.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
that
Cool.
and that lack of eye contact, and
Mhm.
you currently don't look like a threat. This can go either
Yeah.
way. So
Okay.
the DC is 10, but
Mhm.
if you roll below that, if you roll below a 10, that is bad. If you roll 5 below a 10, this is immediately combat,
You said animal handling.
and it's
All right,
for
boys.
both of you.
Easy peasy.
Okay,
All right,
well,
Wait, for me? Do I roll?
You both have to roll, yes, and you both have to get above a 10. Otherwise, this gets worse.
I'll use my inspiration on that nat one.
Oh my
Okay.
god!
Okay,
I
that
will
would
use
probably be
my-
wise.
Inspiration right there.
Thank God you talked about all
You
that oil.
gotta be kidding me, bro. It was almost a nat one too. An 11.
11.
Okay.
Okay, that works.
I don't think I have inspiration or anything.
Uh,
Oh, I have it marked here, but I don't know if I marked it off or not. I don't know. But my animal handling is literally +0, so
mm-hmm.
You'll be fine.
it's a 3.
Oh!
It's a 3.
Oh no.
But wait. Just wait. Let me.
What you got? What you got? What you got, Adam?
Let him cook now.
Can you just wait?
George, I
just wait.
once rode a horse very well.
You once very well. Right? Okay.
It's all coming to me now.
I'm following
And I
so
really
far.
I really liked that. Yeah, earlier I
And,
was really
you know,
impressed by it.
Yeah, look, I got nothing.
Oh no.
I got nothing. I'm like looking and I'm like, I'm built to fight. Which
Okay.
sounds like that's
Guys.
what we're gonna do.
Just picture me moving, using the water,
You're gliding over to
not
him,
moving.
and as
Yeah.
you do, Lucian is like backing up, but like grips at his sword, knowing that this could go bad, and backs up and hits like a twig, and it snaps, and the owlbear goes into a full charge. I would like both of you to roll initiative.
Oh god.
This is so messed up. This is
Well-
so messed up.
It's fine, guys. It's 2v2. You got this.
You think you're so funny, huh?
No, I
I-
think I'm over there.
I just
Okay, well-
love the brazenness.
I got a 6
of,
and you got a 7.
of I'll walk straight up to this owlbear cub,
The whole time I'm
and
like,
the whole
don't,
time
don't do
Lucian's
it.
saying no.
don't do it. Just walk away.
Okay.
This
He's
is
curious.
exactly what
He's
Una
curious.
would do.
Yeah, he's curious. I mean, I
And they've
get it.
never seen one. They've never seen one, guys. I've never been on
I'm just
land.
saying, you might not die, easier than me. Yeah, I don't know.
The owlbear has a +1 to dex, so that's a 14. What you both get?
I got a
A
7.
6 and a 7.
Okay. So 6 for Lucian, 7
This
for
is
Una,
so not good.
14 for the mama bear, and I'll just roll for the baby bear, although I don't actually think they'll be getting in combat. They got an 18. Wow. Okay.
Think about the experience, right? If we best an owlbear, just think about the experience.
Wait, you guys are gonna
Dude.
kill that baby's mother?
I'm
I
not
might just
trying
kill a
to.
baby.
The owlbear goes and charges forward, letting out this hoot as it moves, and it immediately closes on Lucian, and getting up partially, it swings one claw. That's going to be a +7. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
George, just a question.
Yes.
Never mind.
What?
That doesn't make sense. I was just gonna say, like, would I have had time to rage with this owlbear running at me or no? I mean, I didn't roll high enough initiative, but I'm like, I saw the scene playing out in front of me.
Go ahead and roll a d20. If it's above a 10, I'm gonna say yes, because you were clearly stressed.
You got this.
19, baby.
19.
Yes.
You were raging.
Stressed as hell.
As the owlbear starts to like run towards me and it roars, you're gonna see Lucian just like take the sword off and he's just gonna roar back at this owlbear as it's charging towards him.
Okay.
What was the hit? 2 hit?
It was a 25, I believe, to hit.
Oh, misses.
That is gonna be 1 sec. Okay, here's damage. That'll be 15 slashing damage, reduced to 7.
Oh.
And then it will go ahead and attempt to bite you. Come on. DD dice, do it. That's an 11. I believe misses. It claws at you once, claws raking across your chest. It then tries to go into a bite. That brings us to Una's turn.
Okay. Seeing this. Okay. How far am I from Lucian?
You're within 10
What's
feet
the difference?
of him.
10 feet. Okay. You see Una take this big breath of air in. Also, is there music? I don't know if I don't.
The music is a little bit low. I'm pulling up some new combat music. 1 second.
No worries. You see Una take in this big breath, and as they exhale upwards, and that water that was on their feet kind of like starts to gravitate up towards their mouth, and you see that it kind of like starts to turn into fog as they cast Fog Cloud in this area.
So you go ahead and cast Fog Cloud. That's gonna be.
And I would like to, before I cast this, I would like to cast it like within the range of both the owlbear and Lucian.
Do you want to be in the Fog Cloud as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
so
the next thing that I'm doing is my movement.
Area.
Yes, I'm going to be using my movement and hopefully like running towards Lucian as I'm kind of like casting this, or if I have to like stay still while I'm casting it, cool. But like I took kind of like my time to look at where he is, stand right in front of myself and cast that, and the next thing I'm going to do is run and kind of like try and not just tackle Lucian, but kind of like run with him, like if I can like hold his hand or like grab him or like even pull him or tug him or something and say follow me. That's what I'm doing after I cast it.
Okay.
I am trying to run.
Cloud.
That is the hope. I am trying to run. If that isn't clear.
It eclipses both of you as you immediately you get ready to run. That brings us to Lucian. This sudden fog rushes in all around you, obscuring your view.
And then he like tugged on me, and like as he was like running by, he like.
I don't know if I did that. I don't think George allowed me to.
No.
Right?
You like I'm assuming you're waiting for his movement, so I'm waiting to see what Lucian will do.
Okay.
Oh, I was kind of just like hoping to give him the idea of running
Oh, okay.
in the
So
direction
you're just gonna like
that
touch him and then keep going?
it's kind of like that, and I will be like, follow me.
Okay.
How thick is the fog? Is it like darkness? It's like you can't see anything, or is it like
you are obscured? The owlbear would be making attacks at disadvantage.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, as would I.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Then I will. I mean, I guess hearing that and knowing how dangerous owlbears can be, it's not. It's there's like a hesitation. It's almost as if like Lucian's not that worried about himself, more so who he's traveling with. And so he once he kind of runs past and grabs his shoulders, he like hesitates for a second, but he thinks that maybe the fog cloud has enough, coverage, where he will turn and instead of fighting, he will attempt to flee out of this fog cloud and chase Una.
Okay. You retreat out of the fog cloud. The owlbear will make its attacks at disadvantage. First roll. Well, actually, it's just one attack, so it's gonna claw at you. That's at disadvantage, though. So that's only a
Wait,
13 to
what?
hit.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks for the
Okay.
fog cloud.
Yeah, I got you,
13
dude.
misses.
I
13
got
misses.
you.
It swings, and as it comes down, you run out of the fog cloud. And well done. The owlbear does, like, at first look around. I'm assuming you guys are going to keep running as fast as you can. So
Yeah,
I think
until
just
we
get
like
out of the area.
hide or something, like behind a tree after a while. You know what I mean? Like we're just to hear if
Yeah.
anything's following us after a while.
the owlbear was primarily defending its cub, so it sniffs around for a bit, and it knows the direction you went in, but since it doesn't have eyes on its cub, it eventually sort of like staggers back, finds its cub, and moves back into the woods.
That's what I wanted.
So you guys are A-okay. Good job.
Yay.
I hope this was a wonderful learning experience.
Just for flavor now. As we kind of like calm down, you notice that like even though we've been running for a bit, you see that Una is just not breathing heavy, just kind of like always just that tall, slender, like kind of odd run, and then slows down and just stands perfectly still, upright. And they'll turn to you, and they will say, interesting. So you are telling me that if I come close to an owlbear cub, the owlbear mother will attack. Is that always the case? Is that always the case, Lucian?
And I'll just say to caveat, once we stop running for a while and I am wearing armor and stuff, you see that I am not taking any deep breaths or anything either. And I feel perfectly fine. And he just goes, yes, like any parent would their child.
Oh, not mine. However, should we go in a different direction? And I'll share where north is. And then from there, knowing that and where we started, I should have this directional sense
Yeah.
of like the direction that we just went to, and to know where they went. All due to the fact of the feat that I just picked up.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I
interesting.
immediately recognized the feat.
And
Great.
we're still connected telepathically to Sly, right? So I'll just say we ran into an owlbear. We're fine. Just be careful. We're
Could
heading
you tell
more
them that
north.
they're very cute too? Lucian, yes, just in case they need
Sure.
to know that. Yes.
Sly, Una thinks you're cute.
No, I'm saying that the owlbear cub, the owlbear, the creatures that we just saw are cute. Yes, they might want to know that.
Right.
Maybe they've never seen one.
You can talk to them too. You have the same
Wait,
connection.
I'm connected. I'm connected
Yes.
too. Hello.
Hi,
Hello?
Una.
Wait,
Hey, this thing's
you
on.
just
Hello.
hear Una the whole time. Just say,
Hi.
tell her this.
Yeah.
This
The
is
the owlbear
incredible.
was very cute.
You said tell them they're cute. I'm like, okay, Una, I guess Sly thinks you're cute.
Well, all right, just be careful. Whatever you do, don't try to feed him.
Sly?
Try to
I just look at Una.
Oh.
At the
I thought they
Owlbear in
were
101, they'll follow that scent for a while.
As there's like
so don't pull out any
a
food.
scrape across my armor, and you see like a little bit of blood. That's also kind of like this brackish black, kind of like drip down a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I will be right back. It looks like Lucian is, I don't know, hurt or dying or something. Why is your blood black?
We cut away over to the
Yeah.
rest of the gang. You guys are making your own investigation. Go ahead and roll investigation checks as you are searching through the forest.
All right, let's go, gang. +2.
+3. We're getting crazy.
Ooh, 13.
Ooh, 21.
13. Okay.
I got a dirty 20. I got a 19. I have a +1.
Wow. Okay. Fable.
Good job, team.
As you guys are all walking, Fable, you get this feeling, this sensation like you're being watched.
Oh. Odd.
Do you
Guess I
follow
haven't-
that feeling at all?
Oh god, you're trying to leave me away from this party, aren't you? I guess I'd like to investigate a little. Like, I think Fable would not Una it, like, just wander off, but like she might kind of step to the side to kind of like glance into
Okay,
things,
that's
you
a
know,
little.
like I just mean like
That's a little-
I'm gonna try I will, like, yes, but I would like to try and keep an eye on, like, be aware of where the rest of my party is. Like, not just
Sly
disappear.
and Aaren think they found something, and as they're approaching it, you get this feeling, and you look
Is it an
into the
owlbear?
woods to see like where this sensation's coming from. You've been up on a stage many times, and you know this doesn't feel like you're being watched like an audience. It feels like you're being specifically targeted. And as you glance through the forest, give me a perception check.
Perception's also just look at that. That's 2 nat 20s in one second.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
As,
I got 2 7s. You get 2.
as
I also got like 1.
as Sly and Aaren are looking into what they found. You look back, and amongst the trees, you're glancing through them, and you see. One moment.
Oh god, what do I see? What do my cat eyes see?
1 second. You see a small child. You've seen them once before.
No.
Not the one you saw at the city. Not the one with the bone bracelet. You saw this one in Oakrim. It had seen you during the night when all of the spirits released, and it fled, and you see that same child just peering at you from behind a tree. They're semi-transparent, just shedding in this sort of like daylight, just shedding a very dim blue glow about them as they hold against the tree, one eye looking out from behind it, staring at you, just watching.
Okay. When it was fleeing from the spirits, right? Not like from me? Or was it fleeing from me? Before the last time I saw him. Unsure.
That's for you to decide.
Okay, great. I would like to use my new cantrip and cast message. So point over. I'll like do a subtle little point at them, and say, "Hello, honey. Can I help you with something?" To see if it responds. This is also my first time. This is Fable's first time using it, so she's also kind of testing it out, I guess.
It looks at you, its eyes go wide for a moment. You're in danger. You hear a whisper in your head as it responds to your message.
Okay. I'll try speaking out loud this time, like in a very controlled voice still, but so it knows, like, hey, this is me. I'm the one talking to you. Care to elaborate on that? We're looking for some couriers. Elven couriers.
The child just stares back at you. Do you make any movements?
If I repeat the question as a message, will it respond to me? I guess is all I would try to do.
No response. Its eye just staring at you from behind this tree.
What if I take a very slow step towards it and say, danger from who? Like, hands kind of up, like, and so they know I'm not doing anything.
She can hear us.
Well, I want to help you, honey. I just need you to give me a little more detail, please.
You see they have started to, like, you see this sort of tension build in them as they stare at you.
It's okay. I understand. It's very scary out here with all the trees and the darkness. I just wanted to know who you're talking about. But you can run back to the city, and the elves will watch out for you, I'm sure. If you'd just like to tell me before you go. How about this? And then I'm gonna oh god, I hope this doesn't scare them away. I'm gonna do minor illusion and make some little, like, they won't be the sound, it'll just be the image, but make some little, like, kind of like miniature fireworks, like, appear out of my hand just like next to me.
Give me a performance check at disadvantage.
Oh no. Okay. What was disadvantage? Control?
I believe.
Okay. Disadvantage. Roll. Oh my god, it's a nat 1. There you go. That's called balance, folks.
Maybe you could just tell me more, and hey, and you go and you like make some like sparks. The child
like,
immediately turns and starts to run. You give chase.
No. No. I'm gonna turn and message. I'll message Sly and I'll say, "There's a child this way." Or I guess, can I say no? I guess I wouldn't necessarily know direction. I would just say, "Turn around. There's a child running through the woods this way," and then I'll kind of like, I don't want to full on chase them, but kind of if like I can get like kind of get forward a little closer, like try and get like a clear view if there's like to get around the next tree or whatever, see if I can still see them. But like I won't like go too far.
After you message to Sly, you look and they're just gone.
Oh.
You don't see them anywhere.
Is there any evidence that they were there, like things dropped or footprints or anything?
No. They
Peculiar.
Seemingly just came and went. You don't know if they are just like, if they move. You remember seeing this child move through a wall back in Oak Rim. So it's possible they just moved through some trees and you can't see them, or it's possible that they just vanished entirely.
Okay, I'm gonna.
They were never there.
After investigating the ground, I'll turn back to Sly and Aaren, who are probably now like, what the hell is going on? Since I've just yelled in. Well, I guess I yelled in Sly's head, but I'll message them one at a time. I'll put a finger over my lips so they know to like, shh, and then I'll message them each the same thing separately, since I can only do it once at a time without because I'm not telepathically connected to anyone, right?
No, you're not.
It's just the other people. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'll message you and say there was a child back there. They're fine. They said that someone's watching us or someone's listening to us and we're in danger. They said she. And then I'll turn to Aaren and like keep the finger over my lips so he knows that I'm trying to be quiet and like speak, and you'll hear her voice in your head.
Can I look through the deck to see if there are any lady ghosts or child ghosts?
There are lady ghosts and there is a child ghost. You're not sure which of these might be connected since you didn't have eyes on them.
Right.
Yeah, I open up a psionic connection for us using my ability. I just go, it's all right. I can handle this from here. So we don't have a lead on who these ghostly figures are. It would make sense that that's how people were disappearing with no trace at all whatsoever.
I will say you do have one lead. Though the child vanished, Aaren and Sly, you found something.
Oh.
In the bush. That's what you were approaching.
What'd they find?
It looks like it might be a body.
Oh no.
Oh.
What is that?
A body.
Sorry, it's really blurry.
It's missing stuff.
Oh.
What
Do you want to investigate?
I do, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
You approach as you sort of lean down, you clear off this brush and see that it's an elven woman lying there on the ground. You think this might be, you see that they were covered in so much brush, this might be why they weren't able to be found. Though you would think that someone would have been able to trace her steps to get here. But they had good elven trackers looking for them and unable to find them.
Can I think I take a knee next to her and I see that there's like a few flowers on the ground. I pluck one and I lay it in her hand. And I say, I'm really sorry about this, but I need to do something to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else. And she's going to look through that little satchel that's next to her to see what she was couriering.
You see it's a bag of holding. There probably is a bunch of things inside. You have the option of either turning this bag inside out to see everything it had, or if you want to keep guessing things, you can reach in the bag and guess at what she might have been carrying. So the option is either empty the bag of its entirety or make blind guesses. And each guess you can reach in and see if you find something.
Yeah, I'm going to first message Lucian and Una and say, we found a lady. She's not alive. She's got a bag of holding on her. We're over, and then I kind of like give general directions on where we're at. Also, Fable saw a child, but we can't find any trace of that child. And we were warned of some danger. So if you're making your way over this way, please keep an eye out. And then she'll tilt it. Dump it.
You found one already.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you guys go to the crime scene where they are?
Yeah, I think so.
I was muted. Yeah, I think that we would be already moving in that direction from checking like the directions and talking. So I
Okay.
think that we'd be closer.
Yeah, how long have we been out here? Not very long, right?
Yeah.
You guys have this is we're covering like you guys have been out here for like 6 hours or so.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, you've been spending a good portion of the day out here walking. I mean, it's a huge forest. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna have you guys literally just talk for 6 hours.
Yeah.
That would have been
Well, yeah.
I say to everybody, just telepathically, just be prepared. I think this is a trap. This is
Shaking out the bag.
up here.
I can't wait to experience this trap. I wonder what it'll be like. Well, I mean, for me, I hope that you will all not get trapped. But if you do, will you remember how it feels to be? Never mind. We'll be there in just a moment. We will give haste. Let's go.
What you guys
and then we
like to do?
arrived to her dumping out the bag.
Yeah, I dumped out the bag.
Oh, you dumped out the bag.
And
Okay.
Can I examine the wounds?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a let's see. One moment. Let's see. Go ahead and give me you can do a medicine check. And give me an investigation check, Sly, as you rummage through the stuff from the bag.
Hey, that's not bad. 18.
18.
Investigation is not a great stat for me. That's a nat 1, so I get to re-roll it because I'm a halfling. Dang it!
Okay.
Woo!
A lot of nat 1s and nat 20s today.
Can I can do that again, right?
Oh
Yeah,
my
do you get to
God.
do it again?
I
Let
don't know. Can't I?
me just check the halfling ability. I've never had that happen before.
Oh,
So
you've had someone roll 2 nat 1s in a row before on D&D
Yep.
Beyond.
That's a
Yes, you
statistical
have.
Yeah, when I
anomaly.
died.
Not a halfling though.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Yeah.
sure the halfling rule. Luck. When you roll a nat 20, no, you have to use the new roll. When you roll a nat 1 on a d20 of a d20 test, you can re-roll the die. Then you must use the new roll.
Gotcha. Well, the dice say it's a nat 1, so that's a 2.
You flip open this bag, and it is like an explosion of stuff. Most of it paperwork, just documents that this person was carrying, notes, ledgers, stuff that they probably should have gotten out of their bag years ago, just explodes all over you. It is, you guys look, it is like a Office Max blew up next to Sly as papers are just raining down. You're figuring that out while Aaren, you're closely examining the body.
Okay. All right. Oh, great. All right.
I'm just gonna put Sly over here, and I'll have to find some paper to just sprinkle all over the place now.
Move the bag over there.
Aaren, you see that the woman, you roll a really good medicine check. You see that they died. The thing that killed them was blunt force trauma, and it's not hard to see where. You see the rock next to them, and it looks like they hit their head against it, and that did some blunt force trauma to their head. But examining further, you see that their body is completely fatigued, and there's signs of atrophy, and they look dehydrated, like they've been dead for a couple days. But even with that, the signs of they look like they haven't eaten in weeks. It looks like they've been dying of thirst.
Oh, something ain't right here. Yeah, this is looking like.
What is it?
Well, the way her body's looking don't add up for how long she's been gone. So that leads me to believe whoever had her possibly had her in a place relatively where time didn't move the same. And it also doesn't add up for the fact that we easily found this. So either somebody wanted us to find it, or they were covered up somehow magically so that they couldn't easily be found.
You've made some really interesting guesses there. So I'm actually going to give you a bit of that information for free. Based on the conclusions you're making already, you realize they probably didn't find them because they weren't expecting or looking for something this old. There are other people and things that have died in these woods before. Whole wars were fought in these woods. They were probably looking for someone who had been missing for only a couple of days. And the leaves that you cleaned off of this thing, the state the body's in, they would have had to have been missing for weeks.
So yeah, like I said, they had to have been missing for weeks. It's just not adding up.
Well, do you want to ask her?
Ask who?
Step back. You might not like what you see. And Lucian's going to take his hand and he's going to press it on the chest. And then he's going to like slide it up. And as he does, he's going to be muttering under his breath. And then he's going to kind of almost like grip the throat, almost like as if he's like choking her a bit. But he just rotates the jaw and face up towards him. And he leans down close. And as he continues to mutter, you're going to see this like dark ether kind of start to pour out of his mouth as his eyes begin to glow briefly, this like green hue. Rise, answer my questions. The Seer's will demands it. Or just coughing, it's not her.
That's me
it's
coughing. All right, that's mine. Sorry,
okay.
battling
George
bronchitis.
Guys. Yeah,
I'm gonna ease up on how wispy she is.
That's
The body comes to life, slumps up.
we get a few questions. I look to Aaren and the others. What do you want to ask? And I'll ask.
I guess first question is ask what attacked her.
He like turns and he looks. What or who did this to you?
I saw a woman. She was crying.
Ask her what was she supposed to deliver?
Yeah, I guess that's a good question. What were you delivering on this trip?
I was delivering a message for the Primogen. Routine reports.
From behind you, there's just like a pile of papers that kind of looks like a mound of leaves that had been raked together now that the bag of holding is empty. And you just see like Sly's little hand like shoot straight through the top of the pile of papers because she's consumed. You cannot see her. And she's holding one of the cards in her hand. And you hear a muffled from underneath this pile of papers as she's like waving it up and around.
Luna's gonna go over there and help you out with the papers, lift you up.
Like
pretty
just
much.
take her
Yeah,
by
take
the
your
wrist.
wrist. Yeah, and just lift.
All right, little bit. What you got for us?
Weeping Widow. Weeping Widow. She's crying. She's a lady. It's one of the cards.
So now, let's see here. Do we ask her, did she die here or did she get transported somewhere maybe? Should that be the next question?
Ask her where she's been the last few weeks.
Or where'd she meet him?
It's a lot of questions. We need to narrow it down and be specific.
All right. Then where did she see the weeping woman?
Where did you see the weeping woman?
I was walking. Fog rolled in. I saw her on the edges of it. I ran, got lost.
I'm open to any other suggestions unless somebody else can think of something.
How many questions can we ask her?
I believe we've asked 3. Or have we asked 4?
3.
3. I'll just say, we have 2 more.
In the psychic link with just Lucian, Sly goes, if we find out what we need, can you ask her if she would like us to tell her family anything?
He just kind of looks at you. Any other questions?
Nothing I could think of that'd be helpful. I mean, just get her name, I guess, for posterity's sake.
He just kind of like turns and then he kind of glances up at everyone and then he turns back to her. Explain to me in explicit detail your final moments, would you?
No one came looking for me. No one cared. No one. I was so tired and hungry. I slipped, hit my head. Why didn't anyone come?
What's your full name?
Mira Vanistar. And the body slumps into the dirt.
You have your name. Remember it if you wish.
You pull out Sly. Due to your correct guess, you pull out the card that you most likely think is involved.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Ooh.
I don't like that.
All right. So one thing to keep in mind is we need to watch out for a fog. So either we find the fog or the fog finds us, which means we have to be ready for a trap. And
Well,
then it also-
actually, myself and Una had a run-in with Fog earlier. It's how we escaped the Owlbear.
Well, I did cast it, but do you think that maybe if I cast it again, they would show up?
Well, hold on now. I wasn't done because it sounded like she was running for a while. She said no one came looking for her. Is there some sort of time dilation? Was she in a place within the fog that made time move slower or something?
Or did they run in circles inside
Or
of the fog?
seemingly days and days on end until they got tired.
Just be aware of whatever you say out loud. That child said that she's listening.
What is this child? Where? Who?
It's just they were over there, trust me. I spoke with them. They're gone. They ran back towards the city.
Why
Okay.
was there a child out here by themselves?
Why is the ghost of a card out here by themselves?
It explains a lot easier than a child.
Does it?
Was the child a ghost?
Yes, it might have been. It did not leave any trace,
All
and
right,
it
well,
may.
just led with that. That's
That's
fine.
helpful information.
Yeah, you should have led with it. It's all right. I'm not trying to. We're not trying to pressure
Normally,
you.
I don't lead with. I think they were a ghost.
Well, I mean, considering the circumstances, it's not unusual.
I refuse to let that become usual. Actually,
All right, just remember the party you joined.
We are literally hunting ghosts.
Ghosts. I just, listen, I'm the first person to tell you I do not like ghosts or being scared or aberrations.
I'm
I
not scared.
typically go out of my way to not take jobs that have those, but these are our circumstances.
I would like to use one of the cards. I think it's a very personal spell, and take it and look at it and kind of just like tuck it into my shirt so it's resting against my heart. And I'd like to cast detect evil and good. So if there are any undead around and they're getting closer to us, or if we start walking and something pops up, I'd like to be able to alert everyone.
Okay. The spell will last for 10 minutes. If you all want 10 minutes based on where you are, well, I'm just going to say the duration, you should be able to get a good idea whether there's anything near you as you head back to report on what you found. But immediately casting it, you don't detect anything right away.
Okay. Got it.
All right, well, I guess we should get back and try to report for now.
But wait, report back to the city?
Or the other team?
The Primogen.
Well, there's 2 more, aren't there?
There are.
Won't he be disappointed? He didn't seem like the type to be thrilled about us coming back with a couple clues.
Well, unless you want to go fog hunting.
Maybe we look for the bodies, and if we see the fog, prepare for the fog.
I DM'd you, George, by the way.
Sure.
I think maybe we should search a bit longer.
All right, that's fine by me. And then Aaren will go and leave like a couple of notches on some trees to mark where we found the body.
Are they in reach of Sly? Be honest.
Eye level? No way.
Are
Hilarious.
they in reach of Sly? I need to know.
The notches.
Your notches.
Oh, I mean, no, they'd kind of be at my height.
Dang it. Okay, great. I'll get lost. That's fine. No big deal.
Do you need me to put them lower?
No, because we're not going to get separated. It's going to be fine.
No, it's okay. I'll bend down. It's all right a little bit. This is
Now-
about the height. This is about the right height for you.
Okay, yeah, no, that's
Okay,
good. That's
all right.
actually perfect. Good job.
There you go.
As you walk through the
wait.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Una, after hearing all of that just came from the body, they're kind of getting a little bit emotional. And you see that they're, as you guys said, as you mentioned wandering for a bit more, you would notice that they have taken a few flowers from around, if there are any flowers, or just grass or pretty, whatever's pretty in this area, I guess, for like elvish kind. And they would be casting, they would sit down next to their body, and as they lay it like upright, they're going to start casting ceremony, and they would like to do a nice funeral rite.
Okay. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I know that you said over 6 hours we're doing all of this. So while that's happening, and you see Una like moving into place these beautiful flowers, and kind of just like start speaking in Elvish, and the water is kind of like circulating above the body, and kind of like cleansing it of like the dirt and grime of the time that they walked around. They will mention in their head to you, to all who can hear, please go without me. This body needs my attention, and I will let you know if I sense someone. I have the power to. Do I have the power to cast a spell and do ceremony at the same time, or no?
What kind of spell are you thinking?
Like detect evil and good.
Yeah, you can have that. I would say you can have that going while you do the ceremony. If you do the ceremony as a ritual, that will take like 30 minutes. But yeah, you can cast detect evil and good if you hear anything or something like that.
Exactly.
You can't have it the whole time though. It's just
I won't. I won't. Yes.
I'll go.
Lucian, I'll swap with you. All right, you go with them. I'll stay with Una to finish the ceremony.
I don't need anyone to stay with me. We need to watch out for Sly, and
I know
am
you
not
don't.
there.
That's fine. And I'll be right there beside you. Listen, y'all don't lose track. Y'all got that spell for 10 minutes, so that's a good lead. Keep going with it.
I emptied out that bag of holding and was pulled out of it. Can I have that slung around me like a messenger bag? I'd like to take that with me.
Yes, you can. Go ahead and does any okay, yeah, you do that. Go ahead.
I would.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
I was just going to say I would go through the papers on the ground and see if there's anything that's of interest.
I was going to say something, but I didn't want to tip my hand and tell you what to do.
Well,
go ahead and give me a investigation check to sort through that stuff.
That's not good.
Also, while you guys are going through this, the Elvish starts to turn into singing. So just think of a beautiful, beautiful song, solemn, as you guys are kind of like picking through the papers and stuff.
14.
Lucian, as you look through the papers, you see among them is what looks like a leather flask or a decanter. And you also see a small pouch.
Okay, I'll take both of those and take a closer look, I guess.
You give me an Arcana check.
Oh. Oh, nat 20.
Ooh.
You pour out some of the water, and it's like, and you stop, and you shake it, and then you and you realize this is endless water. This is a decanter of water. It's a magic item.
Excuse me?
And it's endless water, but it just
Una
comes
is
out.
aroused.
Yeah, okay.
You're in a ceremony.
You're performing a funeral.
Yeah, you're performing a funeral.
And with your nat 20,
Well, you're pouring it down. You're pouring it out, right?
Move
That
on.
water be floating over
You
there.
open the pouch, and you see inside are good berries.
So she had the sustenance, she just didn't eat it or use it. Drink it.
Yeah. It would have seemed so.
I think this is something that meddles with the mind.
Yeah.
As you guys start walking away, I will say, Sly, go ahead and make a investigation check at not investigate, do perception at advantage as you are casting this detect evil and good as you guys walk.
I just can't win. Oh, okay, that's a little better. I got an 8 and a 17. 17 is the highest.
The first thing you noticed immediately is when you cast the spell, as you guys walk and get further away from Una and Aaren, you immediately recognize that that Lucian comes. You feel Lucian come up as you cast this spell, and you look towards him, and you feel like a pull. And because you're casting this with the cards, you flip over a card, and it shows you an image of it shows you an image. Actually, it shows you a very specific one. It shows you it shows you this. And you can give me insight or arcana to see if you understand what it means.
Okay. Why do I keep rolling 2s? I'm going to do a side bolstered knack on this. I got an 11, so I think it could be worth
No,
it.
you're fine. That's fine.
Okay.
You you get the feeling that this is telling you that he is undead. Lucian, I mean.
Okay. Again, I think Sly has a very hard time not staring when she learns new things about the people around her. So she stares for a bit and then looks away and then looks back and like does a scan and then looks away and then looks back and then in the mind link goes, I think you might have a card. Did you know that?
I think he stops walking for a second. What?
I think one of them might be how you were gifted by my grandma. I don't know. It just that's what the card's telling me. I think
What card?
she sighs and she's like, "Dang it! The consequences of my actions again," and pulls out a card to show you the King's Mercy. But she won't let you touch it just in case you get sucked in. So she's like, "This one."
Does this resonate or
Give me a history check. It's been a long time.
that's a 2?
The
Yay.
number of the game.
But I think I think I know. But
If you think you know, you can speak up.
I think I know who this is. They were an executioner for the late king.
Well, you're not an executioner.
I'm often consider them the king's mercy. Better to have a swift end than rotting in Iron Heights. I don't have a fucking card. And if I do, then I am cursed. And he just walks forward.
Okay. With your investigation from earlier, Sly, as you guys continue to walk, you only detect one other thing as you guys explore. You detect a small feeling, and you feel like it's. I don't know what card would convey this to you, but the cards make you feel like there's Fae nearby.
I think out loud say that. And just because that's not something I think we would need to hide from whoever this person is that's watching us. So I think she just goes, smells like Fae? Feels like Fae? I don't know. There's something close. And she'll point in whichever direction she feels it the strongest.
He's never good. A lot of tricks with the Fae. It makes sense. And I think he'll. Do we have a link to Aaren, right? Or is it just Una?
I believe Sly has a link to Aaren.
Okay. Find out where Aaren and Una are.
Okay.
How far they're behind us.
I immediately say we've walked about, however many long, like 800 paces this way. I know the sun's heading back behind us. Come find us here. We're feeling some Fey energy. Please hurry. Are you okay?
Yeah, gotcha. We're finishing up the ceremony. We'll head your way.
As you guys are finishing up the ceremony and putting this body to rest, and Una, I thought it was give yourself inspiration again. By the way, I know you used yours earlier, but the idea of you like cleaning this body—that's really cool, and it's very fitting for you. As that's happening, the thing that you guys find that connects to the Fae, it's tenuous at best. What you find is a ring of mushrooms in a clearing.
A ring of mushrooms.
The Appalachian
circle.
horror in me is going wild.
Yeah. Do our characters know that? Like, I'm like, I know what that is, but
You can choose
I don't
religion.
think
or
Fable
Arcana.
would really know about Faye. Because she's mostly just been a city girl. She would have just heard whatever rumors, I guess. You said Arcana or what?
Religion.
I rolled
Oh,
a
gods.
16 religion.
You do
4.
recognize that, yeah, there are warnings about meddling with a circle of mushrooms that will take you to the Fae, or that's where the Fae come from. The other thing you know, though, from that knowledge is that the elves of the Prenwood are very well connected with the Fae. You can choose either charisma or intelligence, Sly, depending on how you would sort of think about this.
Okay, I'll go charisma to see if I understand the relations between them. Oh, that was almost a 1. So close. But it was a 15 total.
And you said you went with intelligence?
Charisma.
Charisma. You realize that while you're not a diplomat and you don't know diplomacy, you know that the elves do have a strong connection with Fae, and if you're going to meddle with this, you casted a spell and detected this circle. If you go into this and are right, okay, that might be really good. But if you go into this and you're wrong, and you just trifled with Fae in the Prenwood when there was no reason to, that could be a disaster.
Yeah. I relay that in the mind link, that this is like ground we need to tread carefully on, like literally and figuratively, because we don't know what we could be unleashing, entering, or what like relationships we could be infringing upon between the elves and the fae if we just like stroll in there, especially when our purpose was to find bodies. We could just keep searching for bodies, or we could do something reckless, and Sly does not want to make that decision, so she gives all of the information to everyone here in a mind link and then kind of like circles the ring of mushrooms on the outside, kind of just studying them, and kind of testing that pull, that feeling of detect evil and good, and that Fey pull.
Yeah, and it's definitely there. That's what drew you to this. But yeah, nothing further comes from testing that connection unless you are to step inside of it.
We shouldn't meddle. It's not of our concern for now.
We still haven't found the other bodies. Perhaps we should keep looking. We could come back to this.
I agree. Although we need to decide if we're going to stay out here at night or if we're going to head back and try again in the morning.
Do we have like our camping, like whatever our normal travel stuff would be, or like was there like an implication of if we should just stay out here or if we should come back? It's not like the woods are like
you
haunted.
can
Like they
go-
are very familiar with
You
these
can go back
woods.
to the caravan and they can probably get you supplies or requisition thing, but it is assumed. I mean, keep in mind, like they're believing the Seer is going to come out here and simply divine where this stuff was. So, you know, you probably were expected maybe to stay the night in the city, but you know, they didn't think this was going to take long.
Love that for me.
Can't figure it out, boy.
I am gonna remove the card from inside my shirt, like take it out of my tunic and put it back in the deck, and start flipping through cards, and once again pull out the augury card, and I'm going to look at it and kind of like whisper, I'm gonna step in there. And see if I get a vibe. I'm gonna cast augury and see if it tells me that's a good idea or a bad idea.
You cast that and feel nothing.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Well, being the Seer is hard. This just in. I look to have Una and Papa caught up to us yet?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, unless there was some hiccup, I don't see why we wouldn't.
Okay. As soon as you enter the clearing, I go, okay, thank God. What do I do?
If that is the case, though, if we are doing that, sorry to make it a little bit slower, but I would have cast Detect Evil and Good on my way just to see if there was something like different along our path. So unless you have something randomly that was almost in the same kind of area, because we definitely couldn't like follow their exact.
Yeah, no, nothing very unique. No.
Okay.
You guys do catch up. You guys catch up. You find this clearing that they were referring to, and there's mushrooms there. It is actually also starting to get late, and the sun is starting to set. It's getting darker very quickly in this forest.
That was pretty
cool.
All right. Well, we're definitely not gonna find anything searching out in the middle of the pitch black. So let's see here. I got a little tinder box. I got a torch. I started lighting the torch. Let's see here. So what was the problem? What'd you find? You know, something about the Fae? The Fae. You said the Fae was in a mushroom? It was a lot. What'd you say?
The circle.
Yes, I am curious. Tell me
Right.
more about this circle.
Fae's in the circle. Well, I mean, here's the thing. You could try to barter with the Fae. That gets a little iffy. There was a guy named Bob. He was from the Fae. It was a whole thing. But, you know, so they do like bartering. And, you know, you could try to barter with them saying, hey, there's something evil in your forest. We're just trying to get it out. But not having an elf of the Prenwood present to try to get the, you know, most accurate advice possible on how to do such a thing is a bit risky. So it can get a little dicey.
We should not go in there without approval.
Well,
The only thing is if that fog rolls in, we might not have any other choice, depending on if we have the mental capacity to break whatever this magical loop is that got that poor girl trapped.
If the fog rolls in, then we need to do our job, which is to put that ghost back where they belong.
That's true. I'm just saying. It seems like the way they fight is a bit trickier, and that's probably on purpose. They're probably not the best up-close fighters, so they're going to rely on tactics like that to be able to break us apart.
by the way, when Lucian says that about the card, he kind of like stares at Sly a little bit.
Yeah, I knew it.
Is everything all right, everybody? It's all tense up in here. Goodness gracious. All right.
Yes. Does anyone need to relax? I know how to perform a great water massage.
So
Good.
are we making camp, taking short rest?
I think we should make camp and wait until it's light again. If the fog rolls in, then all the better, right? It came straight to us. We can put it back.
I like that idea. And how far are we from this mushroom circle?
It's right there. And she like points, she's sitting next to it. It's like less than 5 feet from her.
Okay, well, let's take 10 steps back.
Oh,
I walk up to Una and I put a hand aggressively on your shoulder and I look you in the face and I say, if you walk
Hey, Lucian.
into that mushroom circle,
Uh-huh.
I will leave you there to whatever fate finds you. Could be lost forever.
Una puts their hand on your shoulder, looks you in the eye, says, "Aw, thank you. I'd really like that."
I just point and
They
say,
smile.
I just point and say, baby Owlbear. I just walk away from you.
All right, well,
Maybe
let's get
Owlbear.
set up. We'll set up watch teams of 2.
it's like
Teams of 2.
and she like nudges Aaren and is like, remember camping nights in the
Yep.
backyard?
Yeah, it's like that, except much more dangerous.
I'm going to take first watch with Sly.
And we didn't bring any cots. But I got hardtack if anybody wants hardtack. So
I'm good.
I'll just use this moss patch looks lovely. I
Sly
guess.
spends the first 20 minutes gathering leaves to like sit in a leaf pile next to Lucian for first watch.
Give me a survival check.
Oh, dang. Oh, okay, wait. I can reroll it. Wait. It's
That's amazing.
This is so sad.
how many nat ones can a girl get? D&D Beyond. Can I talk to you back here? Can I?
Truly.
I'll just talk to you for a minute.
Okay, that one's a dirty 20. So I find my leaves.
Okay. You find leaves, you gather them all up. Are you and Lucian just sitting next to each other next to the camp?
I think I would take his lead. Like, I don't know if he wants to do back to back. If we want to like get up and do perimeter search every like 20 minutes, like whatever Lucian tells me to do is what I'll do.
Yeah, I think it would be like a little away from the camp, but not far. And he'd probably just find like one of those larger trees, and he's just gonna sit down with his back next to it, and just kind of like where there's a good vantage point of like the forest in front of him.
Okay. So are you like both taking an angle, or are you sitting next to each other?
I would say probably sitting next to each other. Maybe, she could be kind of at an angle, but he definitely wants to have a conversation.
Oh no.
So as kind of sit there for a bit, he doesn't say anything at first, and it's just like quiet for 15, 20 minutes,
Oh my god, that's so long for Sly.
30 minutes. And he if you would talk to him beforehand just out of nervousness or something, I mean, that's totally fine. But it would be about probably 45 minutes before he would say something.
Yeah, she's tried to talk and sensed the tension and like short answers, or if any answers, and has kind of like it's fizzled out, but she's made several attempts to start small conversations.
I think at some point, Sly,
Yeah. Yep. What do you see? What is it?
what made you think I had a card?
I'm really sorry about that. I'm gonna tell you why, but first, it's important I apologize. Not because you care, but because it's the right thing to do. I'm really sorry. I saw how upset it made you. I thought you had a card because I cast something to detect if there were ghosts around or stuff, you know, trying to do my job, and it felt like you were undead. It kind of surprised me. And then I just felt this connection to this particular card when I realized that you were coming up as undead. And maybe my casting's wrong. I'm not really good at this yet, but do you know why you'd be coming up like that?
Do you think your casting's wrong? Or are you just being polite?
Politeness is the last refuge of the cowards. So no, I don't think it was wrong.
And you're not a coward.
I could have told you that. But I'm also not good at this yet. So I don't know why you're coming up like that, but you are.
These last week and a half or so, you've seen us get in a few fights. How have I fared through all of that?
You bleed funny. And when you go down, you always get back up. And you look upset about it when you get back up.
I'm going to show you something. And he places his hand on the ground, like kind of towards you. And he takes this small dagger from his belt. And he just looks at you. And he just drives the dagger through his hand. And then he just kind of like removes it. And then you see him just pull the hand up from the earth. And you can see the blackened blood mixed with the dirt, with the dagger penetrating into the ground. And the dagger just rests in his hand. And then he pulls it out with a slight wince. What you know, no one should.
Did my grandmother do this to you?
You know, I used to think it was a purpose, a fate thrust onto me in a moment where all hope was lost. But as years have dragged on, I've killed so many. And I have tried to die. And yet I remain. If this is fate, it's cruel. But then I see something, someone from my past. And he kind of looks and you see his eyes look over to Fable. Something so unmistaken. And I wonder if fate is pulling and tugging me in a different direction. You're here. And you're lost. And the only way you're going to figure it out is walking alone in the woods. No one has answers. No one. You'll find it. You'll make mistakes. You'll be blamed when people die. You'll be held a hero when you save people. Doesn't matter what you do. Eventually, some will come to see you as a monster. Trust me, I know. That card, King's Mercy. Give it to me.
Why?
Show you.
She's very scared, but she'll take out this card and kind of not hand it, but like hold it out for Lucian, but her hands are shaking and her little knuckles are going red from like holding on to it so tightly. Like not even red, white, like they're blanching as she's holding it like, please don't get sucked into this card. Please don't get sucked into this card.
As you hold it out, the hand that is still kind of bleeding, although you notice like with how deep and like clean the cut is, you'd expect more blood. It's like slow and minimal and congealed and brackish and just off as he bleeds, but he does bleed. He grasps your hand, and since you're so small, his hand kind of envelops around yours as his bloody thumbprint presses against the card. And he says, use it.
I think the fact that you're touching it, that you're touching the card and it's not doing anything, it's not glowing, it's not right, like it's not doing anything, right? Just to check before I say anything. Okay, cool. Then I think that's all the answer she needs, and she goes, I am. Nothing's happening.
He was my friend. He was the best of us. He was the King's Mercy. He was the one they feared, yet relished when their time came. He was an executioner. He was a doorman opening to their freedom, those who rotted in that prison. He gave them a gift. One gift. A quick, painless end to suffering. And yet the fate, whether it be that of the Seer, or who knows, allowed him to suffer for weeks, poisoned, slowly rotting and dying before he took his last breath.
Softly and under her breath, as she takes the card back from like us both holding it and kind of looks at it with a new understanding and with your thumbprint of blood on it and goes, so it is your card.
No. But he should have been me. He deserved this title so much more than me. And if we find him, no. You can ask him.
We're gonna do something different that I wasn't planning to do, but based on how this conversation went, we're gonna do something slightly different as we end our session today.
Oh God,
What
George,
does that
what do you mean, George?
So, at the Ironhold prison, there was a lower cell block that was never explored by you guys you didn't necessarily have reason to based on how things were going, but things could have played out infinite ways. You might have needed to retreat there. You might have put something together based on the card that you had of one of the other, sorry about that, that you had of one of the other cards. Let me just pull that up real quick, because this isn't the first time you've seen the King's Mercy. He's on this card. And had you guys noticed that, you might have taken a deeper look in the prison to find this sort of this antithesis to the person you were hunting. But you didn't do that, and that's totally fine. But as a consequence of that, you guys, while you're talking elsewhere, there is the bottom of the prison, the old desolate cell block that hasn't been opened in years. And in those halls, sitting amongst these areas where death row inmates once sat waiting for the King's Mercy, sitting there, armored, bloodied, bag still over his head, is the King's Mercy, holding his axe, breathing heavily. And there are footsteps. Someone walking into this space. And they look towards the King's Mercy. They're thin, gaunt looking, nowhere near the statue of this massive, almost 7 feet tall individual. But this smaller person says to them, "She's going to come for us, you know. She's going to come and put us back in those fucking cards. But together, perhaps, we can do something about that. What do you say?" And the King's Mercy just stands up. And that is where we will leave our session today. And we will pick up next week. We will not be here next Wednesday, but that's actually kind of good news, because what we're going to be is going to be here on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's, I believe, 1 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. We're going to be here much earlier show on the weekend. I think we might be able to run a little bit later, which is good because we have a whole second half of this session that I had planned that we didn't get to.
You thought.
I loved it. The role play was amazing, but we just didn't get there. And instead, you guys earned this wonderful preview as to things happening outside your characters. So, you know, good on you. And you guys solved the hell out of that puzzle. So we will be here, not next Wednesday, but the following, after that Wednesday, that Saturday, the 25th. So that's 10 days from now. We will be back, and then we will be back to our regular Wednesday schedule. We have another 5 episodes left of this season. I am so excited to get into it.
Oh, we're halfway done.
Our next episode will be further exploring this weeping widow that the party is currently possibly on the trail on. After that, I have plans for us to go and check out the circus the week after that. So that will be fun to see what the circus is like.
Yay!
And
take my party to work day.
And we still have, I believe we have 2, possibly 3 more of the cards we're going to get to in this season. But then we'll see where things go and where the rest of our adventure takes us from there. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I'll have it uploaded on YouTube tonight. And we'll be seeing you next Saturday, the 25th, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, all.
Bye, everyone.
Night.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
We solved the puzzle.
Okay, I gotta disappear.
Unsure what you'll find. It could tear you apart. You take a leap of chance. You break your mother's oath now. Macabre is the dance. And set free are the ghosts. Will a card save us here? Will it spell out our dooms? Only one thing is clear. We face fears and fortunes. Fears and fortunes. The cards don't ever lie. There's only 14 ghosts, but a million ways to die.